are only 2.5 out. They've won 4 in a row, so a tight division. Meanwhile, Salt Lake is the first-place team from their division, the Pacific North. They are 29-20, and they have just a 2-game lead over Portland and a 4.5-game lead over third-place Tacoma. So the Las Vegas 51s in this series have played pretty well. They could have 3 straight wins, but they had to settle for 2 wins in 3 games. And a big story yesterday, the pitching of William Juarez, who did a tremendous job, a 4-hitter, the first complete game of the year by any Las Vegas 51 starter. And Juarez going the distance. He threw 103 pitches, 66 for strikes. He walked 4 and struck out 1, and that's what kept his pitch count down. Kind of an economy of pitches for the most part for Juarez. And he beat Jeff Heverlo. And so the 51s with a 5-1 victory. Eric Riggs drove in 4 of the 5 runs with a 3-run home run and a run-scoring single. Today, in the last game of the 4-game series, Las Vegas goes with lefty Eric Stoltz, young man from Indiana, who was 3-5 with a 5.44 ERA, but pitched very well in his last start in Round Rock. 6 innings, only 2 hits and 1 run, but absorbed the loss. He deserved a better fate. He's opposed by one of the top pitchers in the Pacific Coast League. In fact, one of the top left-handed starting pitchers in AAA. His name is Joe Saunders. He has 6 wins and 2 losses and the 10th best ERA in the league, 2.89, entering today's play. Joe Saunders versus Eric Stoltz, 2 good young lefties for today's finale. A beautiful day on Memorial Day. And one of the attractions about today, the fact that Eric Gagne, who threw a perfect inning on Friday, rehabbing from arm surgery, is going to pitch again today. He'll pitch the 9th inning today. He was fabulous on Friday, striking out 2 of the 3, getting the other hitter on a weak ground ball back to him. And Gagne will pitch the 9th inning of today's game as well, regardless of what the score is. In fact, Eric Gagne really graciously agreed to be our pregame guest. That conversation's coming up next, right after this.
Welcome to the Pepsi Theater Mint. Today, the story of Langusto and Pesto.
Ah, Langusto.
Oh, Pesto.
Saturi, lasagna, gorgonzola.
Oh, linguine, carbonara, calzone.
Scalupini, tortellini al pomodoro, bruschetta, prosciutto, ricotta. Pepsi.
Pepsi, capellini, salame, pancetta, Pepsi, mortadella.
Calzone. Pepsi.
Pepsi, ravioli, scalopine, minestrone, prosciutto.
Pepsi e scalupini.
Linguini, cannelloni, maccheroni, gnocchi, gorgonzola.
Gorgonzola. Bologna.
Spaghetti.
Antipasti.
Parmigiano, provolone, mozzarella, Pepsi.
Langusto, calamari. Langusto. Pepsi.
Pepsi, food's good. Pepsi, it's the cola.
There was a time when kids played in the park on the way home from school, when folks held hands on evening strolls, and neighbors often became your very best friends. Once there was a time, now there is a place. Providence Master Planned Community. From the old-fashioned ballparks to lively paseos and bustling neighborhoods, this is where great traditions live again. Providence. North I-215 at Mullify. Learn more at providencelv.com. An equal housing opportunity.
Hey, it's Steve from the Wise Guys. Listen to us weekdays from noon to 2 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
It's really personalized service, and we like that.
The Barnes family has their home insured with American Family.
I really enjoy our agent. He was able to bring different options to us and actually address our needs.
It puts the terms we can understand. Call today for a free, no-obligation homeowner's quote. American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
See the yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today. Or visit us at amfam.com.
Russ Langer back here on Memorial Day at Cashman Field before today's game, the finale of the series between Las Vegas and the Salt Lake Bees, visiting with Eric Gagne. Eric, first of all, how are things for you physically?
Very good. You know, now I get to the point where I don't think about my elbow. I don't think about anything else but throwing. So it's good. And a lot of people are asking, if it's going to come back good and all that stuff. I was asking myself that. So I feel really good right now, and I'm pretty much back where I was before.
Now you're going to pitch today, and if all goes well, you'll be back up. Is that right?
That's right. That's the plan. Now, there's only 1 inning today again. Try to hopefully a safe situation, get a save, and try to get your adrenaline going, and face some hitters, work on some counts, and then probably go tomorrow. The next day, go to the big club.
What is the difference between you now, as far as what you've learned about yourself, about yourself physically and mentally from before you had the surgeries to now?
Well, first of all, I've learned how to pitch a little bit because, when you get surgeries, the velocity drops a little bit. So I feel like I'm throwing pretty much the same 94, 95. I'll touch 96 once in a while. I feel free out there. The main thing for me, I feel free. I don't feel any stiffness in my elbow. I don't feel any pain, nothing at all. So it just feels good to be able to bounce back every day and pretty much play catch every day.
There are a couple of other guys who had similar injuries to what you've had with the nerve situation, which is what you've been dealing with most recently. Brad Penny, Chris Carpenter. Were you able to get some feedback from them that may have helped you through this?
Yeah, that's what I tried to ask Brad a lot because the nerve is something where if you irritate the nerve, it can stay there up for 2 years. So for me, I didn't know. I've never had that kind of injury. So there's not that many guys that had the injury. Brad Penny's had it, Chris Carpenter had it. And just asking a little bit how they're supposed to feel, how long it's supposed to come back, and if it's supposed to feel a certain way or certain days, if it's supposed to be good or bad a certain day. So I just asked a little tips and all that, and I wasn't as bad as Brad was. I think Brad was a little bit worse, but mine was just in the way. Mine was just getting in the way, and it was stuck on the ligament. Brad was more in the bicep thing, so shutting down his bicep. For me, there was no muscle shutdown. It was just a sensory nerve where it was stuck between the ligament and between the ligament and the bone. So it was just stuck in the middle, and it was getting bigger and bigger because there was a lot of irritation in there, and they just took it away.
Visiting with Eric Gagne before today's game against Salt Lake here at Cashman Field. Eric, talk for a minute about the momentary, at least, fear factor, because there was a time when it was feared that you might have to have another Tommy John.
Last year, this year too, I didn't know exactly what it was. Last year we had no idea what it was, so when they went in there last year, they thought the nerve was inflamed and all that stuff. So they moved the nerve. They thought it was going to stay stable there, moved in there, scar, to the skin. But this year I went to spring training and moved back in its original position where it got really inflamed, and then I couldn't compete anymore. I couldn't even play catch. I couldn't do anything between the innings, and I had a hard time warming up. So when they went in there, it was the same thing. The nerve moved back to its original position where it shouldn't be, and then they decided to cut it.
You have the distinction of perhaps single-handedly changing the habits of L.A. fans who for many years left games early because of the traffic and the way things are around Dodger Stadium. They tend to stick around when you're there now because of the whole hysteria with game over and everything. How much have you missed that?
A lot. That's the biggest thing I've missed so far. Being with the teammates, being a part of the team. You're still a part of the team, but when you can't really help on the field, you feel a little helpless. You feel like you're a cheerleader. I think for me, I was out there trying to cheerlead, try to stay positive with everything, and then for me, that was the most frustrating thing because it's the fans getting me going, they get me adrenaline rushing, and I couldn't give back to them. So I think for me, it's going to be exciting to get on the mound and be able to compete with the team and try to win.
Good to see you, Eric. Please stay healthy. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Eric Gagne, our guest, back with more right after this.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with ads, money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. Founded in 1930, Yellow Book is America's oldest and largest independent Yellow Pages publisher. Look for Yellow Book's easy-to-use directories in major markets like Denver, Las Vegas, Chicago, New York, and more, as well as hundreds of smaller markets throughout the country. You'll even find Yellow Book online at yellowbook.com. Delivering to homes and businesses throughout the area, Yellow Book combines the great features consumers want with advertising rates business owners can afford. In fact, an ad in Yellow Book can cost significantly less than an ad in the phone company directory. Don't miss an opportunity to reach thousands of potential customers. Advertise your business in Yellow Book today. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. That's 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Flat patty. I feel flat patty all over.
Fox Sports Radio, 1460. It may shock you. KDNO Las Vegas.
It's opening season at the Golden Nugget. Check out our digs and our new Major League lineup. Play ball! Arrive in style at our new Grand Valley entrance and Port Cochere. Then slide into our remodeled luxurious marble lobby. Experience Vic and Anthony, a rookie to the team who's been recognized as one of America's top 10 steakhouses. Step up to the plate for a prime steak and all-star service. Or try Cantonese, Sichuan, and Pan-Asian cuisine in a contemporary setting. Lily's Noodle House will have all your bases covered. With 29 AAA Four Diamond Awards and 60 years of striking success, Golden Nuggets' record is unlike any other in Las Vegas. It's a big hit. The 51s know that the Golden Nugget is the place to be for Las Vegas' great American pastime. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. It's a brand new ball game. Visit GoldenNugget.com for a complete roster of renovations.
Welcome back, friends. We're here at Caspin Field, the starting lineup for visiting Salt Lake. They are managed by Brian Harper, leading off in center field. Reggie Willits batting second. The shortstop, Maicer Asturias. Hitting third at second base, Howie Kendrick. The cleanup man is the right fielder, Nick Gorneau. In the fifth spot is the catcher, Jeff Mathis. Hitting sixth, the designated hitter, Mike Elward. Batting seventh at third base, Adam Patkovich. Batting eighth, the first baseman, Ryan Buddy. And hitting ninth in left field is Anderson Rosario. On the mound for Salt Lake, lefty Joe Saunders, who is 6-2, a 2.89 ERA. And he's been a real workhorse. Saunders has the second most innings pitched in the league this year. And he's had 3 straight excellent starts. His last start was a complete game shutout over the New Orleans Zephyrs. We will step aside and come back, and we'll have the Las Vegas lineup for you right after this.
One company, Advanced Imaging Solutions. One company providing total document imaging solutions from Kia Saramita. One company with experienced local professionals who offer a powerful lineup of fully networkable Kia Saramita office technology. Copying, network printing, document finishing, scan to fax, or email. Kia Saramita document solutions that streamline workflow and help your people work more productively and efficiently. Advanced Imaging Solutions. One company that builds strong, long-lasting customer service relationships based on honesty, integrity, and respect. Total Document Solutions from Kia Saramita and Advanced Imaging Solutions. A partnership that will simply improve your business. To see the full line of digital document solutions from Kia Saramita, call Advanced Imaging Solutions, 951-4AIS. Kia Saramita from Advanced Imaging Solutions, providing total document solutions.
The Leroy Sports Hour, weekdays at 2 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering you a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your stays with our baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Because when you stay any 6 nights with us through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card that you can use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. And you'll save up to 20% off with our baseball fan rate. Visit us today at bestwesternbaseball.com or give us a call, 866-743-8738. Remember to book the baseball fan rate. Check it out at bestwesternbaseball.com.
Welcome back, friends. Let's check the Las Vegas lineup. 51s are managed by Jerry Royster. Leading off in center field, Jeff Duncan. Hitting second is the shortstop, Wilson Valdez. Batting third, playing left field, Delwyn Young. The cleanup man, first baseman, James Loney. Hitting fifth at third base, Eric Riggs. In the sixth spot is the second baseman, Sergio Garcia. Batting seventh and right, that's John Weber. Hitting eighth, the designated hitter, Chris Truby. And batting ninth for the 51s and catching, Eric Langill. On the mound for Las Vegas, the lefty Eric Stoltz. He's 3-5 with a 5.44 earned run average. 51s have yet to take the field. They'll do so momentarily. Dick Williams, we're so pleased to have you back again. And the 51s trying to get their third win in 4 games against a tough left-hander today.
Well, he's supposed to be real sharp, but we had a guy, Valdez, that was just outstanding yesterday. He got better as he went along, and we've got a beautiful day today, and we've got our own left-hander out there in Skirk.
So, the 51s do take the field here on Memorial Day. And we'll step aside for one last break and return with the start of this ball game right after this.
Special auto insurance report for Las Vegas 51, Sam.
Special agent, proceed.
When you get your fast free quote from Esurance, you can also view comparisons from other companies.
That way, how much you save at Esurance is no secret.
That's right. And with 24/7 customer service and claims handling, you can get help from people who make auto insurance feel a little less alien to you.
How can someone get their fast free quote from Esurance?
It's definitely not an undisclosed location. All you have to do is visit esurance.com.
Auto insurance, that's groovy.
Papa Joe Chevalier and you join me weekdays at 4 right here on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
I've never seen a lineup quite like this one. The kitchen is loaded. The placemats are set. The bowls are on the table. He sees his granola crunch. He grabs the door. He swings. It's Anderson Dairy Milk all the way. Nothing makes breakfast taste better than milk. Over cereal with eggs, toast, and jam, or add some chocolate and shake things up. Here's our pitch. Milk. It's a real team player. From Anderson Dairy, the dairy expert.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here at Caspin Field, and we're just getting word now of a change in the Las Vegas lineup. Delwyn Young is in right field instead of left. Jeff Duncan, who was supposed to be in center, is not in the lineup. And John Weber, who was in right field, is in center. And Joel Guzman is in the game in left field. So we will, I'm not sure how this affects the lineup, but as soon as we get word on that, we will let you know.
I don't think Guzman's going to be leading off, do you?
You know something? You're going out on a limb again.
Yes, I am. And I said Valdez instead of Juarez, so I'm 0 for 2.
That's all right. That's the beauty of the game. You'll get a few more at-bats before the day's over, including the trivia.
No, man.
Eric Stoltz on the mound. He'll face Reggie Willits to start things off. That much we know for sure. Here's the pitch to Willits. And it's a cutter in for a strike 0-1. Willits, a switch-hitting center fielder. 78 sparkling degrees here. Oh, beautiful. Just a great day. And not a cloud around. Just beautiful. Very subtle breeze also. Willits having a good series. Hitting .306 for the year. Takes a strike at the knees. It's 0-2 to Willits, who is 6 for 12 in this particular series, along with the .306 average. He's got a total of 1 home run, 22 RBIs, but a guy you want to keep off the bases because he has 13 stolen bases. Pitch is low and outside, a fastball. It's 1-2. So Maicer Isturis, who is rehabbing, he's Cesar's brother. He's on deck. He's got a sore left hamstring. And his brother is supposed to be with the 51 sometime perhaps later this week. So we'll see about the rehabbing brothers. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that fastball's foul back. Ball and 2 strikes still. Eric Stoltz is from Indiana, from a family of folks who live out on the farm, and he's 3-5 with a 5.44 ERA. Stoltz had really deserved better fate than what he got in his last start in Round Rock, Texas, against the Round Rock Express. He pitched 6 innings, only allowed 2 hits and a run, but absorbed the loss anyway. Pitch is foul back, ball and 2 strikes still. So Stoltz is making his 10th appearance. He has gone 46 1/3 innings, 56 hits allowed, including 3 home runs. He's walked 21. He has struck out a total of 36. And he has a look at Eric Langell, who's getting a rare start behind the plate. 1-2 pitch to Willits, and the fastball zips in low. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Reggie Willits. So Eric Stoltz looking to get back on the winning side on this day, which is just a fabulous day. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Willits coming now. And a fastball foul back.
He hangs in there tough for a leadoff man, doesn't he?
And it's one of the reasons they like him so much. And, you know, the Salt Lake Bees have the #1 offense in the Pacific Coast League in terms of runs scored and team batting average. And Reggie Willits is one of the key reasons why. He's a spark plug at the top of that order, getting on base any way he can. There's another foul ball, and he's really hanging in there with a 2-2 count. Stoltz has lost each of his last 3 starts. The last time he won was in Colorado Springs on the 8th of May, when he went 5 innings to beat the Sky Sox. This is his 3rd appearance against Salt Lake. He is 0-1 with a no decision against them. Pitch is a little outside, 3-2. But the first time he faced them, which was here way back on April 10th, his first start, he was great. 1 earned run over 5 innings on 4 hits, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And he just missed a little bit up and away, maybe. Ball 4. So the pitch was extremely close to the strike zone. But another example of why they like Reggie Willis as a leadoff man. I mean, that was really a terrific at-bat.
It was outstanding at-bat. He fouled off about 5 pitches and hung in there real well, behind in the count all the way.
So right away, 51s have to think about Willis and the possibility he might be running. And the batter is Maicer Izturis. Stoltz pitch. And the right-handed hitting shortstop looks at a strike on 1. Again, to repeat, Izturis, fellow who is on a rehab assignment from the parent Angels. He starts the assignment today. He was put on the disabled list on April 24th with a left hamstring strain. And the pitch is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Izturis, at the time that he was hurt, was hitting .333 in the big leagues, 6 for 18 with 1 double and 2 runs batted in. And Willis is off first base, being held on by James Loney. Stoltz looks there. And now will come home with a 1-1 pitch. Fastball way up high. And that was above the shoulders of Izturis. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. Two balls and a strike. Cesar Izturis was moved to the 60-day disabled list. So, again, he's expected to be here before the week is over to join the 51s. Throw to first base, and back and standing up is Reggie Willis. Las Vegas defensively. Okay, if you got your whiteout handy, we'll give you the change now. Jeff Duncan, a late scratch. He was supposed to lead off and play center, but Joel Guzman will lead off and play left field, and everything else is going to stay the same as far as the order is concerned. Now you're 0 for 3.
I'm 0 for 3. Well, it could only get better, Rick.
That's right. Here's the stretch and the 2-1. Izturis takes it outside, and Stoltz has fallen behind Izturis 3-1 after walking Reggie Willis. So the 51s looking to get 3 wins out of 4 games in this series. And this is a good Salt Lake club. They've got good hitting, good pitching. They've lost a number of players to the big club. There's a pop-up on the right side. Loney and Garcia, the first baseman Loney, wants it, and he'll make a one-handed catch right near the dirt cutout. 1 out for Howie Kendrick. So this is the Las Vegas defense for this one. James Loney at first base. Sergio Garcia playing second. The shortstop is Wilson Valdez. Eric Riggs is at third. Joel Guzman is in left. John Weber is in center. Delwyn Young is the right fielder, and Eric Langell is catching for Eric Stoltz. So you have the all-Eric battery, and you'll have an Eric closer today, regardless of what the score is, because Gagne is supposed to pitch the 9th inning. Here's Howie Kendrick, and the fastball cuts in a little low, ball 1. I want to thank Gagne for joining us on the pregame show. Nice chat with him. And he says he feels great. And if you judge by Friday night, looking pretty sharp. 17 pitches, 11 strikes, throwing everything for strikes. Good command of the fastball, which we were told averaged 94, topped out at 95. Good curveball, landing the changeup deluxe. Kendrick swings and misses. Speaking of a changeup, he was out in front. The count is 1-1. Kendrick hitting .361 with 3 homers and 23 runs batted in. In this series, he has 3 hits in 12 at-bats. Willis very much the threat to run at first base with a 1 ball, 1 strike count, 1 out, top of the first. Stoltz looks in that direction. Still looking. Now he comes home. Fastball is low, ball 2. A 2-1 to Howie Kendrick. Tomorrow, the Sacramento River Cats will be here. 4 night games beginning tomorrow night. 7:05 starts. Chad Billingsley will pitch for Las Vegas against righty Victor Moreno. And the series will wrap up Friday when William Juarez takes on lefty Dan Meyer of the River Cats. The 2-1 stretch. Stoltz delivers. Line to right. Going toward the line is Delwyn Young, and he's not going to get it. It flares in for a base hit, and the ball rolls behind him. He picks it up and fires towards second as Willis takes third base on a flare to right for a base hit by Howie Kendrick. Young was charging and going toward the line at the same time and the ball bounced, and the ball kind of made a U-turn around him. He overran it. And Willits likely would have been at third base anyway, but he's at third base for sure after that bounce. And so now, with runners at the corners and one out, the batter's Nick Gorneau. These two teams have played 10 times. Las Vegas has managed to win 6 of them. So this is the last time they'll play in this ballpark. 51s will head up to Salt Lake in the middle of June for 5 games in 4 days. Throw to first base, and back in there's Kendrick. Nick Gorneau yesterday was 0 for 3 and drove in the only Salt Lake run with his first inning sacrifice fly. He's batting .293, and he has 7 homers and 39 runs batted in. He swings and does not get it. The count is 0-1. Gorneau led the league in RBIs last year with 108.
And he's right up the top this year. And you get a fellow that's hitting 361 coming into this game, and he gets on base all the time, and Howie Kendrick, and you hit behind him, you've got a chance to get some ribbies.
Yeah, you got Kendrick and Willits. Those are the table setters. Here's the 0-1 stretch by Stoltz to pitch. Changeup, that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nick Gorneau, who has just 2 hits in the series in 12 at-bats, but he has driven in 4 runs. Brian Harper is the manager of the Salt Lake team. He was a good ball player in his day. He was with the Minnesota Twins and the St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. The 1-1 stretch. Stoltz delivers. A chopper up the middle. To his right is Garcia. He tries to backhand it and can't. It's in the center for a base hit. Weber picks it up and fires it in as Willett scores, and Kendrick takes third base on a single up the middle by Gorneau, who drives in another run, his 40th. It is a 1-0 lead for Salt Lake. So chopper up the middle, and Stoltz pays the price for the leadoff walk to Reggie Willits. And the batter's the catcher, Jeff Mathis. Garcia ended up at the third base side of second when he was trying to get that ball. He really made a good effort. The ball just went off the end of his mitt.
That ball picked up speed after with the top spin it had on the second bounce. It just shot through there.
And here's the catcher, Jeff Mathis. Stoltz deals. Fastball is low, ball 1. Well, Stoltz was trying to get a ground ball out of Gorneau and got it, but it found the hole through the middle. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Mathis, who was called up to the big club but didn't hit, so was sent back down. But Mathis was ranked by Baseball America as he swings at a changeup. It's a ground ball to short. They might get 2. Valdez steps on second. That's 1 on the first. That's a double play. Well, Stoltz gets out of it on the double play by Mathis. Grounded right at Valdez. 6-3 unassisted for Valdez. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of half inning, Salt Lake 1, Las Vegas against Joe Saunders coming up.
If music was black and white, what would it sound like? But add a little color to it and... you can hear and see the difference. Now let's apply this to, say, advertising. Classified advertising. What does your ad sound like? This? Or this? See, adding a little color can make your R.J. Sun classified ad really sing out. For just a little more, we'll add some real color to your ad. You will see and hear the difference. Call 383-0383. Expect more, get more out of your classified ad.
Call 383-0383 to get your R.J. Sun classified ad. 0383.
Out of Bounds with Craig and James. Weekdays at 6 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
IntelliBed is proud to be a sponsor of the Las Vegas 51. With the 21st century breakthrough called IntelliGel, IntelliBed is able to provide a level and quality of sleep that is unlike any other. Mention that you're a 51 fan, and you'll receive $400 in free accessories with any mattress purchase. Visit any one of 3 Las Vegas area IntelliBed stores in Summerlin, Henderson, or Green Valley, or find them online at IntelliBed.com.
Welcome back, friends, to Caspin Field. As we get set to go, Salt Lake got a run in the top of the first against Eric Stoltz. And now Joe Saunders will pitch for Salt Lake here in the bottom of the first. Joel Guzman will lead it off. And then Wilson Valdez and Delwyn Young will follow him. Joe Saunders, the 9th best prospect in the Angels system, according to Baseball America when the season began. Saunders is not far from his 25th birthday. He was born on June 16, 1981. 6'2", 200 pounds. He went to Virginia Tech and was the first-round pick by the Angels in the 2002 draft. In fact, the Angels passed up Scott Kazmir to pick Joe Saunders in that particular draft with a 12th overall pick in 2002. And they signed him for basically Chad Billingsley money, about $1.8 million. And after his first pro summer, he was diagnosed with tears in his rotator cuff and his labrum, which did not require surgery, but did cost him the entire 2003 season.
Well, I know if he ranks anywhere near Kazmir, he's going to be quite a pitcher.
And he's going to face Guzman, opening things up in the bottom of the first. Joe Saunders, 6-2, a 2.89 ERA, the 11th best ERA in the league. Fastball's low to Guzman, ball one. We don't have a word as to why Jeff Duncan was a late scratch. He was playing magnificently in the series, 8 for 13, but Guzman is in there instead. There's a swing and a miss at a fastball. It's 1-1. Guzman's hitting .297 with 6 homers and a team-high 31 runs batted in. Facing Saunders. Saunders has steadily climbed the ladder since he came back from that injury. The pitch to Guzman is a little low with a fastball, 2-1. He made his big league debut last August. Ended up making 2 starts for the Angels, no record, and an ERA of over 7. Here's a 2-1. Guzman swings and misses at a low changeup. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Saunders, like many lefties, doesn't really overpower you, but he has good command and good feel. The best pitch is a very deceptive changeup that he features.
That was a good one he just threw.
Here's the 2-2 to Guzman. And that one just missed inside. That was close. 3-2 to Joel Guzman.
He's at 91 on his fastball, 82 on his change.
I'd say his fastball's anywhere from 90 to 92 generally. Here's a full count pitch to Joel Guzman. Fastball lifted to center. Reggie Willett should get it. He looks up into the azure blue sky and makes the one-handed catch. And the batter's going to be Wilson Valdez.
He got that one up to 96. He gave it a little extra, I guess, and it was up in the zone.
1 out, and the batter is going to be Wilson Valdez. 1-0 Salt Lake in the bottom of the first. Salt Lake on the defensive end. Ryan Buddy's at first. Howie Kendrick is at second. Meister Isturis at short. They say Isturis will play about 5 innings today, and then will get lifted on his rehab assignment. Adam Pavkovich is the third baseman. Here's the pitch to Valdez. And the fastball's a strike, knee-high in the outside half. Good pitch, 0-1. Anderson Rosario making his first start of the series is in left field. Reggie Willett's having a great series, is in center. Nick Gorneau is in right. Jeff Mathis catching. Valdez a bunt up the first base side, but he bunted it hard and foul, fortunately for him. And it is 0-2.
Yeah, he had a little too much wood on that one.
2 strikes to count. Valdez is 4 for 13 in this series. Yesterday, he had a base hit and 4 at-bats. And made a couple of good plays in the field, as he normally does. 51 victorious yesterday by a score of 5-1. Here's the 0-2 to Valdez. Fastball is taken outside. 1-2. Saunders can run that fastball in on hitters effectively. He can cut the fastball or add and subtract velocity as he feels he needs. Here's the 1-2. Valdez takes it low. Off-speed pitch. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He has not missed a start since coming back from the shoulder injury, which is a very good sign, obviously, for him. 2-2. Not to mention the very fine numbers he's put up this year. The pitch. And a breaking ball. He swings and fouls it right at the plate. 2-2 still. If there's a knock on Saunders, they say that he doesn't really have a true out pitch, a put-away pitch. Just a number of pitches that are average or a little bit above average. 2-2 pitch. And it's taken high 3-2. But certainly the Angels place him high on their list. They think he can be very, very effective for them. At 65 in the third innings, he's averaging 6.5 innings to start. 3-2 to Valdez. And he hits it high near foul to the right back out of play. And he's got more innings than anybody in the league except for one pitcher. He's second in the league in innings. So he's been in there a lot. And the league is only hitting .237 against him. He's allowed 7 homers, walking 19, striking out 46.
Very good. Very good.
A full count on Wilson Valdez. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Fastball driven high and deep to right. Garneau going back, but he's got a play. Turns and makes the catch a few feet in front of the warning track. Valdez made decent contact, but he's out. 2 down. And a batter, Delwin Young. 1-0, Salt Lake in the bottom of the first. They really want Saunders to work mostly on his curveball. Get the depth of that curveball a little bit better.
Is it a curve or a slider? Curve?
They're calling it a curve, yeah. Kind of a slurvy curveball that he throws. Here is Delwin Young, switch hitter batting right-handed. Fastball low and outside for ball 1. Delwin Young hitting .301. 3 homers, 27 runs batted in. He has 3 hits in this series in 9 at-bats. The pitch. Fastball foul back. It is 1-1. Young yesterday was 0 for 2, but he walked twice and stole a base. He stole his first base of the year. 1 ball and 1 strike. Joe Saunders. The pitch. And fastball's high, 2-1. Last year, Saunders spent the bulk of the year at AA Arkansas, although he did have some time in Salt Lake. At Arkansas, he was 7-4 with an ERA of around 3.5. The 2-1 to Young. Changeup lined past the diving Pakovich in the left field, a base hit. Rosario picks it up, gets it back in, and Young has a 2-out single. Looked like an off-speed pitch, and he hit it hard.
It was 84. His changeups have been 81 up until that pitch, and his breaking ball has been 83. So I don't know if that was it looked like that ball went away, down and in. I mean, down and away to him. He hit it good. He hit it well.
Pakovich, a nice effort diving to his left, couldn't quite get it. So Young has the first Las Vegas hit. And the batter is James Loney, the cleanup man. A lefty versus lefty situation here. Saunders, a look at first base where Young takes his lead. The pitch. Fastball to strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Salt Lake decked out in their black tops, gray pants, and they got those hats that are bright yellow with the black bell. 0-1 the count.
Looks like Pittsburgh uniform.
Yeah, you're going to say, yeah. Here's the pitch. Loney swings at a fastball and fouls it back. He was jammed. It's 0-2.
Except it resembles a bumblebee.
Yeah.
Salt Lake bees.
If they had those little lines in their hats that make it look like a 7-layer cake, it'd be just like the Pirates. 0-2. Loney 4 for 12 in the series. Throw to first base, and jumping back in the bag is Delwin Young. And James Loney is hitting .363, 1 homer and 18 runs batted in. Loney began the year in Los Angeles, hit .225, then got sent down when Nomar Garciaparra was deemed healthy to go. There's a slow ground ball to short, charged by Asturias. He picks it up on the run, on the grass, throws to first to get Loney, and the inning is over. Just reached out on that ball at a slow grounder, and Asturias had a chance to test that hamstring right there by charging that ball. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. And at the end of 1, Salt Lake won, and the 51's nothing. As temperatures rise, so do your chances for car trouble. Help meet the demands of summer driving by taking your General Motors vehicle to an expert, Cadillac of Las Vegas. Let Cadillac of Las Vegas give your car a seasonal checkup to make sure it's ready for virtually anything summer can dish out. Cadillac of Las Vegas is your GM Goodrich Service Center, featuring GM-certified technicians, advanced diagnostic equipment, and genuine GM parts. So stop by your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Cadillac of Las Vegas at 2711 East Sahara in Las Vegas, and keep yourself and your car cool this summer.
JP the Brick, weeknights at 7 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Nearly 60 years ago, St. Rose Dominican Hospital's mission of compassionate health care for every patient began in Henderson. And this summer, St. Rose will carry this mission to Southwest Las Vegas with the opening of their 3rd location, the San Martin campus. When open, San Martin will be more than a building. It will be a haven for the mind, body, and spirit. It will be more than quality emergency and cardiac care. It will be peace of mind. It will be more than 4 floors of all private patient rooms. It will be a place healing will call home. After all, they're building more than a new hospital. They're building a place for you and your family to find safety, peace, and well-being. The St. Rose Dominican Hospital San Martin campus, 8220 Warm Springs Road, near the intersection of I-215 and Durango Road in southwest Las Vegas. St. Rose Dominican Hospital's new San Martin campus. It's all about life. Visit StRoseHospitals.org to learn more.
Welcome back, friends, to Cashman Field. Boy, what a beautiful day it is today. Top of the second, 1-0. Salt Lake leading the Las Vegas 51s. Eric Stoltz allowed the run in the first inning. If you just joined us, he'll tell you how it happened. It began with, another example of why it's so important to have a good leadoff hitter. Reggie Willis really was the key to that inning with an excellent at-bat, fouling off several pitches, finally walking on a close 3-2 pitch. Then with one out, he took third base on a single by Howie Kendrick and came in to score on a single up the middle by Nick Gorneau. And then Eric Stoltz got Jeff Mathis hit into a double play. And the batter is Mike Elward, the DH. He takes a strike 0-1. And as Dick, you were saying before the break, the good thing about Stoltz was he kept almost everything on the ground.
Yes, he did. It was only the one pop fly. He jammed Kendrick on, a little flare to right field. Everything else was on the ground.
Fastball's a little inside to Elward. Spells it E-Y-L-W-A-R-D, and the count is 1-1 strike. Elward's from Clearwater, Florida. Has a good credentials as a hitter as he just enters his first time at AAA this year. The pitch is low, 2-1. Elward has played 20 games for the Bees this year, hitting .230 with a home run, 6 runs batted in. And in this series, just 1 out of 12. First baseman, who can also play some third. He's DHing today. There's a drive hit to right at Delwyn Young, who moves a couple of steps in and makes the catch on that line drive. 1 out for Adam Pavkovich. In the Pacific Coast League yesterday, 51s had the day game, and a number of teams played early games. Colorado Springs beat Tacoma 6-4. Tucson beat Fresno 12-5 to keep pace with the 51s and stay half a game back, and also simultaneously break Fresno's 6-game winning streak. Dustin Nippert got the win for Tucson. He's 7-0 now for the Sidewinders. The loser, Alfredo Simon, now 0-6. Here's Pavkovich. Fastball, a swing and a miss, and he staggers out of the box. 0-1. Pavkovich at 2-0-2 with 5 homers, 12 runs batted in. Memphis beat Omaha 6-3. They've won the first 3 games of that series, and Iowa took Nashville 8-7. Kerry Leitenberg got the save in that game. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Stoltz, and that breaking ball is low. 1-1. New Orleans took Oklahoma 9-8. Albuquerque beat Round Rock with a late extra point, 14-13. And Sacramento beat Portland 3-1. They finally got a game in up there. It was shortened to 7 innings. It was actually the first of a doubleheader, but they didn't play the second game. It's just been very wet up there. But Sacramento won by a score of 3-1. 2-1 is the count to the right-handed hitting third baseman, Adam Pavkovich. And the pitch is a little inside. It's 3-1. Couple of night games today on Memorial Day. Tucson hosting Fresno again. Oklahoma at New Orleans. That's the later game. And so is Memphis at Omaha. Everything else during the day. 3-1 pitch is a fastball fouled right back into the booth up here. And the Spanish language broadcaster, Jose Manuel Santos, was right in the line of fire that time. Donde está? Wow, that's pretty close. You normally don't see balls come. That's the first one that's come into the booth this year. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Jose is no worse for the wear.
The Almentarista.
3-2 to count to Adam Pavkovich. And Stoltz delivers. And a high foul to the right. That's going to go back out of play. Still 3-2. Muy nervoso at the moment.
Yeah.
Pleased to have Jose here, carrying all of the home games in Spanish for the 51s for the second year in a row. Here's a 3-2, but good changeup. Swung on and missed strike 3. That is the first strikeout for Eric Stoltz, and that was a nice changeup.
Yes, it was.
First baseman Ryan Buddy comes up.
Jose and I were talking, I guess 2 weeks ago when I was there. And he's from Cuba. And I played down in Cuba a couple of years. And you're either a Almendares fan, a Havana fan, a Marianao fan, or a Cienfuegos fan. And they were really rabid baseball fans down there, and they had some good players come out of Cuba. Well, we had a nice chat and talked about the Cuban Winter League.
Strike one to count to Buddy, who fouled that first pitch off. He's hitting 189. Playing first base today. Right-handed batter takes high 1-1. When it comes to Cuba, I'm more of a Romeo and Julieta fan.
Yeah, the cigars?
Yeah. 1-1 to count to Buddy.
We used to visit the cigar factories there where they made the Churchills.
Oh, the Churchill. There you go. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. You've got punch. Got a number of labels down there. Bolivar.
And we also visit the Bacardi factory.
Aha. Here's the 1-2 to Ryan Buddy. And that sinking fastball just outside the crowd, oohing and eyeing at the close pitch. 2-2. Buddy is 2 for 9 in this particular series. He's the catcher who can also play first base. And he's got 4 home runs, including one in the series, 16 RBIs. High foul outside there. Let's see if Riggs has room. He's fighting the sun as he gets near the railing, and he makes a backhanded catch. Good thing for Riggs. He had the shades on because he was fighting the sun even with the shades, but made the catch. He had just enough room to do it. And the inning is over. 1-2-3 go the Bees at the end of 1.5. Salt Lake 1, Las Vegas nothing.
This country is who we are. This country is in our heart. For all you need, this country is here for you. This country knows what's real. They share just what I feel. They're here for you and me. This is our country.
Let's face it, insurance is confusing. If you're like most people, you have more questions than answers. So when you talk to someone at Country Insurance and Financial Services, you'll get straightforward answers and assistance. At Country, it's not just talking about service. It's about knowing the people we serve.
They're here for you and me. This is our country.
Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
This is our country.
See the Country Insurance and Financial Services agent near you or visit countryfinancial.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Rome, reminding you to join me in the jungle weekdays at 9 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio, 1460. Do you play golf? Would you like to play 3 different courses all in one beautiful location and still have money left over to play again the next day? Then Golf Summerlin is the place for you. Come play Highland Falls, Palm Valley, and Eagle Crest. All 3 courses will keep you coming back for more. Golf Summerlin is also a great choice for your next tournament or group outing. For more information, call 254-7010. That's 254-7010. Golf Summerlin. 3 great courses, all open to the public, all very affordable.
We're back again here at Tasman Field. 1-0 Salt Lake leading in the bottom of the second, along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer with you. And Las Vegas in the last of the second, Eric Riggs, who made a nice play on that foul ball, will lead the inning off. And so it is a 1-0 lead for Salt Lake in the bottom of the second. If the 51s are going to win this game and take 3 out of 4 in the series, they're going to have to do it against this pitcher. And the pitch, Riggs looks at a fast strike, and it's 0-1. And Saunders might just be the hottest pitcher in the league. If you look at what he's done recently, Riggs is switch hitter batting from the right side against the southpaw Saunders, hitting .333. The fastball's up and away. 1-1 and Riggs he played yesterday, was 2 for 4. He was a big man with an RBI single, 3-run home run for 4 of the 5 RBIs. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Riggs takes it low and inside. 2-1. In his last 3 starts, Saunders has gone 8 innings, 9 innings. The last start was the 9 innings, a complete game shutout over New Orleans. There's a ground ball past Saunders up the middle. Nestoris, the shortstop, has it behind the bag on the run, makes the throw in time. 1 down. Nice play by Nestoris, going way to his left on that ball.
Yeah, the ball wasn't hit hard, so he had time to get over there, but he did cover an awful lot of ground. And he did it with ease.
1 out for Sergio Garcia. He made a nice play on the ball that Loney hit to finish the first inning, too. He had to charge that little ground ball. Now, Garcia has a strike on him as the pitch comes in. And Garcia hitting .324. And he has 5 homers and 19 runs batted in. 2 hits in this series in 9 at-bats. And the 0-1 pitch is on its way. Lined on the right field side, going foul, into the seats it goes. And it's 0-2 on Garcia. So in his last 3 starts, Saunders has allowed a total of 3 earned runs in 25 innings. I mean, he really has been tremendous. The 0-2. Garcia ground ball to third. He was jammed. Papkovich picks it up near the bag, takes an extra step, and throws to first and just gets Garcia. That extra step almost cost him.
Yes, it did. He got out of the box good for being jammed. The ball in on him, and he got down that line real quick.
2 outs, and the batter, John Weber. Weber, left-handed batter, will face the left-handed Saunders. Saunders is making his 3rd start against Las Vegas. He is 1-0 with a no decision against him. He pitched here back on April 11th, and the 51s got to him for 4 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings on 8 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 5. Fastball's up and in. Ball 1 to Weber, who backs out of there. Of course, the 51s had a different look to their lineup with Willie Ibar and Russell Martin and Andre Ethier in there, but they still they rattled Saunders pretty thoroughly. Then he beat them in Salt Lake. The next time he faced them, pitches outside of Weber, 2-0. That was on May the 2nd. He went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, 1 earned on 7 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 2, and he's facing Weber now with a 2-0 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. The pitch. Weber swings hard at the fastball, fouls it back out of play. It is now 2-1. John Weber has a .238 average with 1 home run and 14 runs batted in. He was 1 for 4 yesterday with a single and a run scored. He scored on the Eric Riggs home run in the 4th inning against Jeff Haverlow. 2-1 pitch. Weber hits a sharp ground ball to first, knocked down by Buddy, who picks it up and now feeds Saunders at the bag to complete the inning. Weber hit it hard, but he's out. And the 51s on 3 grounders are finished in the 2nd. At the end of 2, Salt Lake 1 and Las Vegas nothing.
You like that? That's the sound of speed waiting to be unleashed. You can get the same feeling with Cox High-Speed Internet. Currently unleashing blazing fast speeds of up to 5 megs. That's up to 90 times faster. It's no wonder Cox High-Speed Internet was ranked highest in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power and Associates. So you think you're ready for Cox High-Speed Internet? Get it today for as low as $29.99 a month. Call 933-9854. That's 933-9854. For J.D. Power and Associates, for more information, go to jdpower.com. Limited time introductory offer. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Dear 3-day weekend. Sometimes you're right there on the calendar. And sometimes you have to make your own. With a few friends and a crisp, clean taste you can only find in Budweiser. Budweiser beer. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Chris Myers, weekdays at 3, only on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
At Supercuts, we pride ourselves on listening to our customers, but there are exceptions. So what are we thinking today, Todd?
Let's shave it, except leave the words Todd Rules in the back. You know, in hair.
I don't think so.
All right. But hey, all my friends pay like $100 for their haircuts, so would it be okay if I did the same?
Yeah, that's not really Supercuts policy.
Oh, I got one. This side leave long, the other side bald. We can call it the 2 sides of Todd.
Saving them from themselves. Supercuts. We know how it is.
Welcome back. They're playing the theme song from The Sopranos. Hey, it's a tough neighborhood. I'm going to tell you. Top of the 3rd, 1-0. Salt Lake leading the Las Vegas 51s, along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer here. Speaking of tough neighborhoods, we're going to give you some scores on the Tony Romo scoreboard, starting with the Yankees-Tigers game in Detroit, where the Yankees in the 9th inning are leading the Tigers 4-0. Randy Johnson started that game for the Yankees. And of course, Johnson has been the subject of a lot of discussion about what's wrong with Randy Johnson. How come Randy Johnson's not dominating the way he was? Well, the Yankees lead 4-0 in the 9th inning, and the Tigers have 2 hits and didn't have a hit until the 6th inning.
He's also 42.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan was up in his middle 40s when he called it a career. Roger Clement in his 40s, and he still may come back this year. What does the media in New York expect And whatever they put in, if it's negative about a guy that's had a tremendous career, the fans react accordingly. And so he's been taking a lot of abuse in New York, but he's still won ball games that he didn't pitch really well in. And this is a gem that might quiet a few of his naysayers.
That batter is Anderson Rosario, who bats ninth, right-handed hitting left fielder. He has 2 strikes on him. He struck out 7 times in 10 at-bats. The pitch, and he takes it just a hair inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rosario is that was his numbers prior to joining Salt Lake. Since joining Salt Lake, he's 0 for 10 with 7 strikeouts. There's a liner in center field for a base hit, and so Rosario strokes a single to center with 2 strikes on him. That's the third Salt Lake hit, and it's the first AAA hit for Rosario, so we'll see what they do with the ball here. Yeah, time is called. They're going to throw that ball out of play because that's a special one for Anderson Rosario. First AAA hit for him.
Did they have it marked like they marked Bond's ball, or?
Yes, specially marked balls. It said AR on them. Yes. So Anderson Rosario from the Dominican gets a base hit. And here's Reggie Willits, who walked in the first inning and scored. More scores in the Tony Roman scoreboard to be coming up momentarily. The pitch. Willits takes low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, it's a great point that Dick Williams is making here because, you know, you look at the history of baseball. Roger Clemens and Nolan Ryan are 2 of the exceptions to the rule. Guys who defied Father Time, fastball to tie 2-0. So, I mean, yeah, Randy Johnson is another power pitcher, but how realistic is it to expect that just because those 2 out of so many people to play the game were able to excel that deep into their 40s, that he should be expected to do the exact same thing for the exact same length of time?
And he had back surgery. He's had numerous surgeries because he's so tall and lanky.
Willis misses a changeup, so it's 2-1.
A lot of people don't remember that he started out in Montreal. In fact, he went from Montreal to Seattle after I had just left Seattle, and I helped find him an apartment.
High ceilings?
High ceilings.
Here's the 2-1, and that pitch is right in there for a strike. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. I took a guess. Yeah. And a lock for the Hall of Fame with a tremendous career that he has had. Randy Johnson is one of those living legends. Here's the 2-2 look now. Stoltz was off the rubber and is now back on the rubber. Throw to first base, and Anderson Rosario is back in there. And from Seattle, he went to Houston very briefly, then the Diamondbacks. And, of course, last year was his first year with the Yankees. He won 17 games for them. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stoltz looks at first, comes home. And the pitch dips in a little low. So Reggie Willits doing the same thing he did in his first at-bat. He's making Stoltz work for everything, and he has a full count again.
There's a good leadoff man. Randy sort of, got off on the wrong foot in New York even before he threw a ball. That was in the wintertime with the media.
3-2 to count. Rosario will see if they send him here. The stretch. He's got a lead. Stoltz looks at him. He does go. The pitch is a swing and a miss. Throw to second base, and he is out from here to Pahrump. That is a double play.
So Stoltz froze him at first base. It looked like he wasn't going to go, and he sort of went back a little and then took off. So a great combination of both Stoltz pitching and Lango catching and making the throw.
Strike him out, throw him out, double play. 2 outs from Meister Asturias. And the pitch that slides in there for a strike. It is 0-1. 4-time Cy Young Award winner, Randy Johnson. And we'll see. We'll check some more scores here in a little bit. Asturias hits a foul ball off to the right. It's back in the crowd. And it is 0-2. Asturias popped out to first his first time up. 0-2. 1-0 Salt Lake, top of the third. 51s have turned 2 double plays in 3 innings now. As first trying to hold up on a low changeup, he went around, strike three. The ball loose, picked up by Langell, who tags him to complete the strikeout. And Schultz now has 3 strikeouts. The inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, and no one left. And at the end of 2.5, Salt Lake won. The 51's nothing.
You know, my husband is a dirty, rotten thief.
Well, that's a bit harsh, dear.
Oh, harsh. No, what is harsh is not being able to find my Sprint Yellow Pages when I need them, which, as a matter of fact, is all.
Well, it's not like I steal them.
Oh, really? Then they're right here in the drawer, huh? Yeah. Surprise. Not there. Thief.
Oh, harsh.
Luckily, Sprint Yellow Pages saved our marriage with their internet Yellow Pages.
It's easy for her to log on to bestredyp.com when she can't find the book.
And it's hard for him to steal a computer.
The same great information you find in the Sprint Yellow Pages is now available online at bestredyp.com. Local listings, maps, store hours, menu guides, and more. Now available at the click of a mouse. And now you can find everything online at bestredyp.com, the internet home of the Sprint Yellow Pages, published by R.H. Donnelly. Log on today.
I guess I am kind of a thief.
Yeah.
I stole her heart back in 83.
See? Exactly what I said. Like you won. Oh, I love you.
BestRedYT.com, the internet home of the Sprint Yellow Pages.
The Sports Memo Radio Show, weekdays at 7 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
There was a time when kids played in the park on the way home from school, when folks held hands on evening strolls, and neighbors often became your very best friends. Once there was a time, now there is a place. Providence Master Planned Community. From the old-fashioned ballparks to lively paseos and bustling neighborhoods, this is where great traditions live again. Providence. North I-215 at Wallapai. Learn more at providencelv.com. An equal housing opportunity.
Welcome back, friends. We're here at Cashman Field after 2.5, 1-0. Salt Lake leading it. Friends, Las Vegas 51's radio broadcasts are copyrighted by the Las Vegas 51's, the Pacific Coast League, and the National Association of Minor Leagues Incorporated. Any rebroadcast or any other use of the descriptions of 51's games without the written permission of the 51's, the Pacific Coast League, and the National Association of Minor Leagues is prohibited. Here is Chris Truby opening it up against Joe Saunders in the bottom of the third. Truby sends a mile-high pop-up in the middle of the diamond. Pavkovich and Buddy, the first baseman in front of the mound, can't make the catch. Ball falls in. Buddy and Pavkovich were in trouble right from the beginning because of the high sky. There is no clouds to provide any perspective. That's why Riggs had so much trouble, though he made the catch on the foul ball. But there was trouble from the get-go.
That was a major league pop-up. Unfortunately, it wasn't a major league base runner. He should have been on second base.
They're going to give Ryan Buddy an error on the pop-up. And here is catcher Eric Langell, a rare at-bat for Langell, who was activated from the disabled list. Here's the pitch. Outside ball one. When Pat Borders announced his retirement a few nights ago, the team was in Round Rock. Pat Borders, after the better part of 24 years as a pro, said enough is enough at 43 years old. He's going home. He's got 7 kids, and once he told me, I want to see him play ball.
Yeah, he'll have a good opportunity now.
There's a soft liner towards second that is juggled by Kendrick, who tried to short hop, and now he picks it up, throws to second to force out Truby, and safe at first is Langell on the 4-6. A rather unorthodox type of 4-6. Yes. Kendrick looked like he could catch it, so Truby didn't run. Then when he tried to short hop it, he juggled it, and Truby left the bag, and the toss went to Asturias. 1 out. Joel Guzman comes up now. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the third, 1-0, Salt Lake leading it. Saunders has gone through the lineup once now, has given up 1 hit. That's to Delwyn Young in the first. And here is Guzman, the pitch. And it's a foul ball over the press box. Strike 1, 0-1. Your first pitch changeup to Guzman. 1 strike is the count. Anheuser-Busch, brewers of the King of Beers, Budweiser, and Bud Light, urges you to drink responsibly and don't drink and drive. 1 strike on Joel Guzman. Out of a stretch is Joe Saunders. He looks at first. Langell a very short lead. The pitch bounces. Good save there by Jeff Mathis. The count advances to 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 on Joel Guzman. A late addition to the lineup. Jeff Duncan having been a late scratch. And Guzman had 2 at-bats yesterday, grounded out and into a double play, then was pulled from the game. Here's a 1-1 stretch by Saunders, and now he throws to first base, and Langelo gets back in. Tricky move. The Dodgers just got a 3-run home run by utility man Ramon Martinez, and they lead the Braves 12-5 in the 9th inning in Atlanta. Brad Penny started that game, and he had a 7-0 lead to work with. And he nearly saw it all get away from him. Guzman lines it foul into the first base dugout. Hello there. 1-2. Atlanta got 4 runs in the 5th to turn an 8-1 game into an 8-5 game. And Penny was giving up hit after hit, run after run, was pulled
before the 5th inning was over.
Right, and obviously was unhappy with the way everything had happened. And then Joe Beimel came in, threw 1 pitch, and got out of it. And the Dodgers are now 3 outs away from beating Atlanta in Game 1 of that series. 1-2 to Guzman. Fastball grounded to second. Kendrick moves over to his left, picks it up, turns, throws to second. That's all they're going to get. Kendrick had trouble getting a grip on it, it looked like.
Because Guzman was jammed with the pitch.
So back-to-back 4-6. Force plays. 2 outs. Guzman at first. He's got pretty good speed. And the batter, Wilson Valdez. 1-0 Salt Lake, bottom of the 3rd. So Guzman standing at first. Steve Yeager is right behind him. And here's Valdez, who flied out to right. And he's in the box now. Saunders has the sign from Mathis. He looks at Guzman at first. The pitch. Fastball grounded to second again. A busy man. Kendrick to his left has it. Throws to first base to complete the inning. And Las Vegas is finished in the 3rd. No runs, no hits. 1 error and 1 man left. And after 3, Salt Lake won. And the 51's nothing.
And we're back to the Senate Judiciary Committee investigation.
If you please, sir, do you or do you not freshly recall the incident in question? We know that cereal was smothered, and there was evidence of cookie dunking. Here's a smooth, delicious question, General. I find it baffling, sir, that you of all people don't recognize the calcium of the situation here. There's no half and half about it. I demand $1 for colored cream. What cottage cheese is nutritious for you? It is in the interest of this assembly that you are forthcoming with the skim and the whole and the chocolate.
Meadow Gold Dairy. Skim, 2% whole and chocolate milk, as well as cottage cheese and sour cream, are so fresh and delicious they might leave you a little bit distracted.
Furthermore, we will not be satisfied until we get to the bottom of this gallon. What say you, sir?
On the advice of my attorney, I would like to take a sip.
Meadow Gold Dairy. Got something fresh on your mind?
A little more public shame will make you think about what you've done.
Fox Sports Radio, 1460. KENO Las Vegas.
Take me out to the ball game, or the grocery store, or work, or the strip, with convenient public transportation from your RTC. Like Matt, Southern Nevada's environmentally friendly transit alternative. Or CAT, the Citizens Area Transit covering all of Southern Nevada. And the Deuce, a double-decker experience covering the strip. Driving is our game, so hop on board the bus. Visit rtcsouthernnevada.com for more information.
Welcome back, friends, to Caspen Field. Top of the 4th, 1-0 Salt Lake leading it. Friends, it was a time when children played in the park on the way home from school, when your neighbors often became your very best friends. Providence is a community built on the notion that some things are just too good to leave in the past. Visit Providence at I-215 in Wallapai or at www.providencelv.com. All righty then. Top of the 4th inning as Chicago does 25 or 6-4. And Eric Stoltz facing the 3, 4, and 5 Salt Lake Bees. Howie Kendrick, Nick Gorno, and then Jeff Mathis. I'm Russ Langer. Mike's side is former Major League manager Dick Williams. And Kendrick had a single to set up the Salt Lake run in the first. He will come up now. And we got some more scores on the Tony Roma scoreboard on this Memorial Day. There's some night games. Number in the American League. Boston and Toronto. Red Sox have won 4 straight. They're in first place in the East with a 30-18 record. Taking on Toronto. Toronto's in 3rd place, but they're 27-22. They're right there. 2.5 back. Matt Clement will go for the Red Sox. He's 4-4 against Roy Halladay, who is 6-1 for Toronto. Kendrick grounds one foul right toward the third base dugout, right near the lip of it. Strike one, 0-1 to Kendrick. Seattle and Texas, that's later on. Seattle's dropped 4 straight. Texas now the first place team in the West, although they're just 2 games over 500 at 26 and 24. The 0-1 to Kendrick. He chops it foul again right by the on-deck man, Nick Gorneau. It is 0-2. Jared Washburn, the former Angel, will go for Seattle. He is 3-5. And John Reiniger, who used to pitch in the Oakland system at Sacramento, will pitch for the Rangers. He has no record. 0-2 pitch. That pitch bounces and kicks off Langell to the backstop. 1-2. Kansas City and Oakland. That's later on also. Seth Etherton for KC will take on Danny Herron of the A's. Etherton no record. Herron is 4-4. And the Angels will take on Minnesota. The Twins looking for their 4th straight win. Behind Brad Radke, who is 4-6, John Lackey will pitch for the Angels. He's 3-3, a matchup of right-handers. Kendrick checking his swing on a high fastball and got a piece of it and fouled it straight back. And we've got 2 finals. The White Sox beat Cleveland 11-0 as Vasquez got his 6th win over Cliff Lee. Vasquez is now 6-3. Kendrick hits the drive toward the right field corner. Young on the run, and he can't get there. It's a base hit. He barehands it, fires it towards second base to keep Kendrick at first base with a single.
He made a real good play on that ball. The last time the ball got by him, when he overran it, that ball's hitting and hopping up and going the other way. Got that barehanded. Made a good play on it.
And Young's got a good arm. And remember, he was a second baseman until this year. So done a nice job in the outfield. Kendrick held to a single. That is the 4th Salt Lake hit. They lead 1-0 in the top of the 4th. And the batter's Nick Gorneau, who grounded a single up the middle to knock in Willits with the game's lone run to this point. That was in the top of the 1st inning. Fastball low and away. Langell backhands it. It is 1-0. Cliff Lee, the loser for the Indians, now 3-5. And the White Sox had 2 home runs from Jim Thome, who's got 20 home runs now. Man. 1 ball to no strikes. Stoltz having a look in at Langell. Kendrick has pretty good speed. He's at first. The pitch. Changeup. And that one missed outside. It is 2-0. Also, Paul Konerko, his 15th home run. Uribe hit number 4. And the Yankees beat Detroit 4-0. Randy Johnson got the win. He is 7-4. Jeremy Bonderman, the loser, 5-4. This will be a 2-0 to Gorneau. It's in the dirt, 3-0 now. On deck is Jeff Mathis. Johnson did not go the distance for the Yankees. The Tigers only had 2 hits. There were no homers in the game. And take a look. I know that Kyle Farnsworth was in later on. I don't know if he was the only reliever or not. Get that answer momentarily. 3-0 to count. Gorneau waits on Stoltz, who delivers. And that fastball just missed. I don't know, maybe high. Stoltz is holding his hands out, palms up, just to say, where was the pitch? So that is the 2nd walk for Stoltz. And with 2 on and nobody out, the batter's Jeff Mathis, who rolled into a 6-3 double play to finish the 1st inning. Johnson did not give up a hit until 2 outs in the 6th inning in Detroit. Ivan Rodriguez broke up his no-hit bid. Johnson does have 2 no-hitters, including a perfect game. The pitch is a strike, 0-1 to Mathis.
Well, that's good to see. One of the old-timers coming back, so the New York press will get off of him.
First and second, nobody out. Stoltz gets set. He looks back at Kendrick at second. The pitch, a drive hit to left field, hooking away from Guzman, who can't find it, and the ball goes to the wall. Kendrick rounds third. He'll score. And now here comes Gorneau. Here comes the relay from Riggs. The throw. He slides. He is out at home. To third base goes Mathis. It is 2-0 Salt Lake. Kendrick scored. Gorneau tried to score. And Gorneau trying to argue with the plate umpire, but a nice relay by Riggs, who hesitated, then made a good throw, and a good effort by Langell also at the plate.
He blocked the slide, and that's what got him the call there.
So Salt Lake takes a 2-0 lead. I don't know if Guzman just lost it off the bat or what, but
he didn't pick it up at all. He didn't break on it at all.
So Mathis will get an RBI. It is a double for Jeff Mathis to left field, and an RBI for Mathis. Gorneau is out 7-5-2. Mathis takes third on the throw. The pitch is ball one, a very close pitch to Mike Elward. And he lined out to right in the second. Ball one, 1-0. The infield is in. And Elward takes another close pitch and misses. The count is 2-0. Stoltz not missing by a lot. One out. The runner at third base is Jeff Mathis. Mathis just collected his 11th double and his 15th RBI. And then went to third base on the throw. The 2-0 pitch, and he takes a strike. It's now 2-1. 2-0 Salt Lake, top of the fourth.
Those three pitches looked like they were identical. He got the last one, didn't get the first two.
2 balls and 1 strike is the count. Stoltz gets set. And the 2-1. Fastball just missed the inside corner, apparently. Ball 3. 3-1 to Elward. On deck is Adam Pamkovich. The look now. And the pitch. And he missed up and away, ball 4. So 3 walks in the game, 2 in the inning. Runners at the corners, 1 out. It does set up a chance for a double play as Adam Pavkovich comes up. He struck out in the second on a changeup. And he'll come up now. Randy Johnson pitched 6 innings. No runs, 2 hits. He walked 3, struck out 4. He's now 7-4 with a 5.37 ERA. Ron Vallone pitched hitless ball in the 7th and 8th, and Kyle Farnsworth pitched a hitless ninth. And that's how it played out. Yankees are now 29-20.
They need some pitching. They've been using Vallone and Farnsworth quite a bit. And they don't use Rivera unless the game's on the line or he's going to get a save or their extra innings. But they need more pitching.
1 ball to no strike to Adam Pavkovich. Mathis at third. Elward at first base. Stoltz in a sticky 4th inning situation. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Changeup driven high and deep to center. Weber going back, reaches, and he can't make the play. It's off of his glove. So Mathis scores. Elward on his way to third base. And the second base is Pavkovich, and Salt Lake leads 3-0. Weber is being charged with a 2-base error. Now, I'm guessing it's a sacrifice fly, though, in an E8, because there's only 1 out. And so Pavkovich does get a run batted in on the sacrifice fly and an error. And Mathis comes in to score. So it is now 3-0 Salt Lake. Elward ends up at third base. And Pavkovich is at second base. Second and third, still 1 out. Ken Howell, the pitching coach, who didn't have to leave the bench too much yesterday because William Morez had a complete game, is at the mound now. And the batter's going to be Ryan Buddy. 51s know they can ill afford to fall too much further behind, even in this park, against a tough lefty like Joe Saunders.
Well, we've had 2 plays that haven't exactly gone our way. That ball should have been caught in center, and I thought the ball in left field should have been caught. He didn't get a jump on it. That makes it tough for your pitcher.
Now, Howell is back toward the first base dugout, and Schultz will try to work through this. Elward is at third base. Pavkovich is at second. It is 3-0 in favor of Salt Lake. Looked like Weber was going to make the catch. He got his glove on it and couldn't hang on. And here's Buddy, who fouled out to third his first time up. That was a good play that Riggs made, but now they're going to go ahead and walk him intentionally to set up a chance for a double play with the youngster Anderson Rosario, the number 9 hitter, on deck. Langell standing up, extending the right arm. So this will be a free pass, and they'll try to get a ground ball out of Rosario towards somebody.
It looked like Weber just glided after the ball. He didn't get back to make the catch. It was going to be a routine fly ball, although it was hit well. And he just tried to catch it over his shoulder, and it didn't work out.
Ball 4 to Buddy, loading him up. So now Salt Lake has a chance to crack it open. Now, Anderson Rosario got his first AAA hit when he led off the third on a 1-2 pitch. He lined it to center for a clean single. Then was caught stealing as part of a striking out, thrown out double play. The other good news for the Yankees today is that Jorge Posada was back in the lineup after missing 4 games with a hamstring injury.
they had to bring up the other catcher because they didn't know, and they still don't know how he's going to be after today's game. But that's what they were saying on the air. And then they're going to go, they have to get another pitcher. I know whether they bring him up or make a trade or what.
Rosario takes a fast strike at the knees. It is 0-1. Bases loaded, 1 out. 3-0 Salt Lake. They've got 2 runs in here in the top of the 4th. The fastball's foul back, and he's ahead of Rosario, 2 strikes now. Check some National League action in just a moment now as the Tony Roma scoreboard will continue momentarily. Danny Baez is in for the Dodgers, trying to close out the Braves. Dodgers up 12-5 in the 9th inning. 0-2 on Rosario. Stoltz kicks. Here he comes. And the fastball zips in a little inside of the knees. 1-2. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Salt Lake. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for Las Vegas. Elwood is at third. Pavkovich the runner at second. Ryan Buddy's at first base with 1 out. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Anderson Rosario. Stoltz deals. And that one's low and inside. Ball 2. 2-2. So, Rosario climbing back in with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And sure, Stoltz would like to see it happen right here at a 2-2 count. The pitch, and that one is on the outside corner, strike 3 call. Rosario turns and walks away. So Stoltz, hoping for a double play, gets the next best thing for him, a strikeout. And that is his 4th. There are 2 outs, and now he's got to face a tough on-base man, Reggie Willits, who has walked and scored and struck out into a double play. Bottom of the 6th inning, the Cubs leading the Reds by a score of 4-2. Matt Merton a home run at Wrigley Field.
That would.
Boy, we'll make absolutely sure of that in a moment. Here's the stretch by Stoltz, the pitch. And Willits checks his swing, and he fouls it back, strike 1. The pitch, I think, might have been high, but Stoltz caught a break. 0-1. Elwood stands at third base. Pavkovich walks off second. Buddy wandering off first. The outfield is a little shallow for Willits, and they play him the other way. Weber shading him toward right center field. Stoltz with the 0-1 stretch. Here's his pitch. And the fastball is over, but maybe a little low. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Kerry Wood was pulled after 6 innings. He's in position to get the win. He allowed 2 earned runs on 5 hits. Walked 1, struck out 4, and David Ardsma has relieved him. Ramirez pitching for the Reds. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Willits. Stoltz set again, and here's his pitch. Change up, and he checked his swing, or did he? The appeal, no swing. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Willits. Willits 6 out of 13 in the series. His average is .303. He's got very good speed. Stoltz, a lengthy check of Langell. Brings his hands together and delivers. And the fastball zipped in a little bit low. It is now 3-1, and there's no place to put Reggie Willits. Three and 1. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Top of the 4th. 2 runs in. Willits waiting on Stoltz. Here it comes. And he missed low ball 4. He walked in the run. So Elwood is going to score. Pavkovich to third base. Buddy to second. It is now a 4-0 lead for Salt Lake.
4th walk this inning, 1 of them intentional.
And he's now walked 5 men in the game. Twice he's walked Willits. There's a high chopper toward short. Valdez to his left has it and makes a nice little flip over to Garcia to get Willits. And that's not a routine play because of Willits' speed, but they made the play. That goes 6-4. And the inning is over. Nice play by Wilson Valdez. But the Salt Lake Bees jump out with a 3-run inning. They get 2 hits, 1 big error, and 3 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Salt Lake 4, the 51-0.
When you think about it, not all days are created equal. Take Tuesday.
Tuesday's major claim to fame is that it's not quite as bad as Monday. And when was the last time anyone wrote a song about Thursday? But then there's Saturday, a day you wake up because you want to, not because you have to. Saturday has a place of its very own, Slow. And now it has a bank of its very own, Bank of America. Right now, you'll enjoy more convenience with Saturday hours at a Bank of America location near you, where you can do the kind of unhurried banking that's not easy to do between Monday and Friday. Open a new account, apply for a home loan, find out how easy it is to pay bills online. Free. Or sit down with a personal banker for a financial checkup. For a list of locations near you with Saturday hours, stop by your local Bank of America banking center today. It's all part of our plan to bring you higher standards because you have high expectations. Bank of America. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. This is Steve Zabin, early mornings from 3 until 6 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio, 1460.
I've never seen a lineup quite like this one. The kitchen is loaded. The placemats are set. The bowls are on the table. He sees his granola crunch. He grabs the door. He swings. It's Anderson Dairy Milk all the way. Nothing makes breakfast taste better than milk. Over cereal with eggs, toast, and jam, or add some chocolate and shake things up. Here's our pitch. Milk. It's a real team player. From Anderson Dairy, the dairy experts.
Well, Las Vegas 51s with a fairly major hill to climb now. It's relatively early in the game, bottom of the fourth inning, but they now trail 4-0 to a very talented left-handed starting pitcher, Joe Saunders. Russ Langer here with Dick Williams. Delwyn Young will lead it off for Las Vegas. 51s have managed one hit through 3 innings against Saunders. And Young has that hit, a line drive single left past the diving Adam Pavkovich. That was in the first. James Loney next and Eric Riggs in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the pitch. That's inside ball one, popping out of the mitt of catcher Jeff Mathis. Some more National League action. It's a final. The Dodgers beat Atlanta by a score of 12-5. The winning pitcher was Joe Beimel, who is now 2-0. Pitch is up and away to Young. It's 2 balls and no strikes. John Thompson took the loss. He is 2-4. Ramon Martinez a home run. His first as a Dodger. 3-run home run in the 9th inning to ice it. Pitch is a little outside. 3-0 to Delwyn Young. And again, a tough day for Brad Penny. I mean, he was cruising along into the 5th inning with an 8-1 lead, but Atlanta got 4 runs off him, and Grady Little felt he needed to pull him. The pitch is a strike, 3-1.
That's exactly right. And I think Little's just going to do an outstanding job with the Dodgers. I really do. He's a class act. He's an outstanding manager. And this will get that bum rap off of him from Fenway.
There's his strike, 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes to Delwyn Young. 4-0 Salt Lake in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the 3-2. High chopper foul outside third. Of course, Dick Williams is referring to the playoff game against the Yankees, where Pedro Martinez was left in, and the Yankees rallied. And Grady Little took all kinds of criticism there. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and it's fouled back out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the other games in the National League will be later. Houston and St. Louis. Roy Oswalt for Houston and Jason Marquis for the Cardinals. There's a little tapper back toward the mound, and it's picked up by Saunders, who hesitated. Now he throws to first and gets Young, but he almost hesitated too long. Little tapper. Young is now 1 for 2. Came off the mound toward the third baseline to get it, and he was kind of stomping around at the site of the pickup as if he was replacing his divot.
Well, the ball stopped, and he had to reach for it, and it caused him an extra step. And, Young goes down that line pretty well, too. So.
1 out for Loney, who grounded out to short his first time up. And Asturis is probably going to play another inning or so, they say. Here's the pitch. Loney takes it low, ball 1. 1-0. Oswalt is 5-3 for Houston. Marquis is 6-4 for the Cardinals. San Francisco and Florida. Scott Olson versus Matt Morris. The pitch is a fastball in the dirt. It's 2-0 to Loney. Morris, 3 wins and 5 losses. Olson is 2-3. Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. Davis versus Victor Santos. Davis 3-3, Santos 2 up and 5 down. Ground ball to second. To his left is Kendrick. He fields, turns, and throws and gets him. And there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, and Eric Riggs coming up, and Joe Saunders making it look easy right now. Washington and Philadelphia also getting together a little later on. As the Dodgers were in RFK Stadium and dropped 2 of 3, but they get a victory today in Atlanta. And the rookie left-hander, Mike O'Connor, will pitch for Washington. Riggs swings and misses. It's 0-1. O'Connor's a guy who's supposed to be at Double-A this year. But the Nationals have had a lot of pitching injuries. John Patterson, Ryan Drees. Here's the 0-1. As a liner out over second base into center, a base hit for Riggs. And that's the second Las Vegas hit, and Sergio Garcia will come up as Willits gets the ball back in. O'Connor's held his own. He's 2-2 with a 2.65 ERA.
All right.
And the Phillies will go with righty John Lieber. Arizona and the Mets. Claudio Vargas, 5 wins and 2 losses for Arizona. And Steve Traxel, 2-4 for the Mets. The National League West race is pretty wild now. Really up for grabs. Diamondbacks, Dodgers, Giants are 2 over 500 now.
The kids from Las Vegas certainly helped the Dodgers stay in the race there. And it's going to be a tough decision when everybody gets healthy and comes back.
Garcia grounded out to third in the second, and the pitch was up and away, so it's 1-0. 4-0 Salt Lake, bottom of the 4th. Riggs at first base. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's low. Throw to first base by the catcher Mathis, and Riggs is back in there. Yeah, no question. It'll be very interesting when Cesar Izturis later on is ready to play. A lot of talk about maybe having him switch positions, but that would cause other players to either not play or have to switch positions. And at some point, Giona Navarro is going to be ready to play. And Kelly Wunsch, the left-handed reliever, is at extended spring training. Throw to first base, and back in there is Riggs.
Nearly picked off Buddy.
Yeah. Two balls and no strikes on Sergio Garcia. Saunders now has a 4-run cushion upon which to lean. Here's the 2-0. And the fastball missed high. 3 balls and no strikes to Sergio Garcia with John Weber on deck. Crystal clear skies on Memorial Day at Cashman Field. And Saunders with a 3-0. That one is down the middle for a strike. It is 3-1. The other game, Rockies and San Diego. And Jason Jennings will go for Colorado. He's 2-5. Thompson for San Diego is 2-0. This will be a 3-1 pitch to Garcia. A check swing ground ball to first. And Buddy picks it up, goes to the bag himself, and Garcia can't be happy with himself there. The inning is over. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We head to the 5th inning. Salt Lake 4, Las Vegas nothing.
It's opening season at the Golden Nugget. Check out our digs and our new Major League lineup. Play ball! Arrive in style at our new Grand Valley entrance and Port Cochere. Then slide into our remodeled luxurious marble lobby. Experience Vic and Anthony, a rookie to the team who's been recognized as one of America's top 10 steakhouses. Step up to the plate for a prime steak and all-star service. Or try Cantonese, Sichuan, and Pan Asian cuisine in a contemporary setting. Lily's Noodle House will have all your bases covered. With 29 AAA 4-diamond awards and 60 years of striking success, Golden Nugget's record is unlike any other in Las Vegas. It's a big hit. The 51s know that the Golden Nugget is the place to be for Las Vegas' great American pastime. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. It's a brand new ball game. Visit GoldenNugget.com for a complete roster of renovations.
Fox Sports Radio, 1460.
Hey, Nick, didn't we just cut your hair yesterday?
Yeah. Remember when you said my Supercuts haircut would help me get noticed by women?
Uh-huh.
It worked a little too well.
You are my Swoopy.
Please, I'd like to introduce you to my Supercut stylist, Tina. Tina, this is Barbara.
Brenda, hey. And I'm so excited to meet the woman who makes my special guy look so cute.
I can't breathe.
Supercuts is quick, right?
We're fast.
Because I can't stand to be away from my poopykins.
Please.
Supercuts. We know how it is.
Welcome back, friends, to Caspen Field after 4. Salt Lake leading 4-0 over the Las Vegas 51s. And Eric Stoltz will work the 5th inning to Howie Kendrick, Nick Gorno, and then Jeff Mathis. Russ Langer with Dick Williams here. And I want to remind you, friends, that drinking milk 3 times a day supplies the calcium and other vitamins that you need. Anderson Dairy is the dairy experts, and they've been so since 1907. By the way, in the Dodger game, the Dodgers had 15 hits in Atlanta. And the Dodgers were led by Kenny Lofton, who was 3 for 4, scoring twice. Nomar Garciaparra, who has just done a tremendous job, 2 for 5. He's now hitting .362. He drove in 2 runs. And Ramon Martinez was 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs, including a 3-run home run. The pitch is a strike to Kendrick, who was showing bunt. 0-1. Kendrick has singled twice, both times to right field, and he scored in the 4th inning on the double that Mathis hit that Joel Guzman had trouble picking up. There's a breaking ball grounded foul outside third. It's 0-2. Kenny Lofton was 3 for 4. Rafael Furcal was 2 for 6. And the 0-2. And that's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. J.D. Drew was back in the lineup. He was 1 for 4. Been nursing a sore shoulder. And for the Dodgers, again, Brad Penny, Joe Beimel, Jonathan Broxton, 2 more scoreless innings. And then Danny Spias worked the last inning. There's a 1-hopper and a left field, a base hit. And the more you see Howie Kendrick, the more you understand why the Angels like him.
Absolutely.
3 singles now, 2 to right, that one to left. And Salt Lake has 6 hits. Kendrick has half of them. Here is Nick Gorno, who had singled on a run, then walked in the 4th inning. When he tried to score on the double to left by Mathis, he was thrown out on the relay by Eric Riggs, Eric Langell, who blocked the plate. Jonathan Broxton now has a 1.26 ERA. Another one of those youngsters who's done well up there. Pitches high, ball 1. The Braves had 3 hits from Edgar Renteria. So the Braves, who hit 8 home runs yesterday at Wrigley, coming back and dropping this one to the Dodgers. Renteria hit 2 of those home runs yesterday. The 1-0. Gorno sends a high foul off to the right back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Matt Kemp was 2 for 3 in his 2nd major league start since being called up from Double-A Jacksonville, bypassing Las Vegas. He scored 3 runs, drove in 2 runs, walked once. Pitches up and away. 2-1 is the count. Kemp played for part of spring training with the big club and went to Double-A Jacksonville, was performing very well there. He also had his first stolen base. Jeff Kent was out for the 2nd straight day with a sprained left wrist. Throw to first base, and back in there is Howie Kendrick.
What I like about the Dodgers, the way they're operating, Little, he gets these kids up and he plays them. And Tracy, who I don't know, and he's got to be a good manager being in the Major League, but he never played the kids coming up here. They'd sit around. And then when they came back, they were 2 weeks without having any action. And it'd be tough getting started down here. The Little sticks them in there to see what they can do. If you bring them up, let's see what they can do.
Pitch is very high, 3-1 to Gorno. And they begin to stir in the Las Vegas bullpen. 3-1 pitch. Gorno takes it up and away, ball 4. 6 walks issued by Stoltz in 4 innings plus, and someone is going to begin to throw, I believe, momentarily. 2 on, nobody out. And the batter Mathis, who's hit into a double play and has doubled in a run and then scored in the sacrifice fly by Pavkovich, the ball that went to center that Weber had go off his glove. Eric Hull gets up in the Las Vegas bullpen, the right-hander. 2 on, nobody out in the top of the 5th. Stoltz has a look in at Langell. And the pitch. It's high, ball 1. Again, to repeat, Eric Gagne was going to pitch the 9th inning today, regardless of the score. Now, time is called as Ken Howell goes out to visit with Eric Stoltz, and Langell's already at the mound. Stoltz pitched 3 good innings, but has been laboring since. And then 4th inning, as Dick and I talked about, some of it his fault with the 2 walks, plus the intentional walk. And then a couple of plays that were not made behind him in the field really hurt him. 1 ball to no strikes on Jeff Mathis.
This pitch count has to be up pretty good right now, too, with all the walks.
So Howell finishes the conference and walks back toward the first base dugout. And the count to Mathis 1-0. Mathis waiting as Stoltz is taking his time getting ready. Salt Lake 1 in the first and 3 in the fourth, and now they're threatening again in the fifth. Mathis waiting. Off second base is Kendrick. Gorneau is at first. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Mathis hits a fly ball to shallow right. Coming in hard is Young. Coming in. He dives, and he can't hang on to it. Diving to pick it up is Loney, and he throws it towards second base where it's caught by Valdez. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. Mathis, a fly ball right down the line. Garcia went out for it. Young came in hard, nearly made a great catch, couldn't quite hang on.
And none of the runners could do anything until they saw what Young was going to do out there. He made a tremendous effort, and the ball, he might have had it when he hit the ground, the ball popped out of his glove. The base hit all the way.
Kendrick to third, Gorneau to second. So Mathis drops one in, a valiant effort by Delwyn Young, and he just came up short. 7 hits for Salt Lake. The bases are loaded, and here is the designated hitter, Mike Elward. The infield is in. Elward has lined to right, walked, and scored. The pitch. Fastball, a liner to center field. Here comes Weber to make the catch. Kendrick can't go anywhere. The throw goes back to second, and it deflects off of the glove of Valdez and goes over near the mound where Loney picks it up, so there's 1 out. Weber was trying to double Gorneau off second base.
Nearly had him. If that ball, if he could hold on that ball, he might have had the call. But there was no way that Kendrick was going to score from third because he's all the way down the line. And his job is to go back and stand on the bag. So there's a break there.
1 out. The bases remain loaded. And Stoltz will try to induce a ground ball out of Patkovich, who in this game has struck out. Then he drove the ball to deep center in the fourth. It looked like Weber was going to catch it. It went off his glove for an error and a sacrifice fly. Pitches outside, ball 1. Critical point of the game for Stoltz and for the 51s. Patkovich hitting just 209, but he's got good power. 1 ball to no strikes. The infield is a double play depth except for Loney at first, who's on the edge of the grass. The pitch. That's way outside, knocked down by Langell. It's 2-0. Kendrick at third, Gorneau at second, and Mathis is the runner at first with 1 out. We are in the top of the 5th inning. 2 balls and no strikes on Adam Patkovich, the right-handed hitting third baseman. Stoltz from the stretch again. 2-0 pitch. He swings and fouls it back 2-1. Pitch might have been outside, and Patkovich looked like he was trying to take a shot at right field right there. On deck is Ryan Buddy. 2-1. Stoltz is having a check of Langell. Eric Hull, for the moment, has stopped throwing in the bullpen to see what transpires here. 2-1 pitch. That's low. It is now 3-1.
There's a 2-0-2 hitter starting the game, and you got to come after him. You got to make him swing the bat.
Now it is a 3-1 count. He's issued 1 bases loaded walk already. The 3-1 pitch. A high foul right field side. Loney, Garcia, and Young all giving chase. Loney can't quite get there. Loney was approaching the mound section of the Las Vegas bullpen and came just a few feet short of what would have been an amazing catch.
And would have been a sacrifice fly.
Right. 3-2. Houston and St. Louis are underway. Bottom of the first, no score there. Albert Pujols is up. And every time Albert Pujols is up, we kind of stop and pause and look at the computer just to see.
Some kind of player.
Not if, but when.
Yes.
3-2. Bases loaded, 1 gone. Stoltz set. Here's the payoff. A drive hit to center. Weber going back on this ball. Racing back. Now he reaches up, makes the catch. Kendrick tags. He'll score. Tagging is Gorneau. He's going to third. The throw to third base is late. And it is a 5-0 lead for Salt Lake on a sacrifice fly by Patkovich. He hit a ball similar to the one that he hit in the 4th inning. Weber able to grab this one. Kendrick tagging and scoring easily. Gorneau tagging and taking third. Mathis holding at first base. 2 outs. And the batter is Ryan Buddy. Buddy has fouled out and was intentionally walked. This might be Stoltz's last hitter regardless of what takes place here. We shall see. Buddy waiting. Runners at the corners, 2 down, 5-0 Salt Lake. The pitch. And the fastball's upstairs. Ball 1, 1-0. Buddy in the series 2 out of 10. His average for the year, 187, but he does have some power. He's already homered in this series. Got 4 for the year. 1-0. Corno is at third. Mathis, the runner, at first. The 1-0 pitch. Ground sharply hit but foul outside third toward the Salt Lake bullpen. 1-1. Cubs now lead the Reds in the 8th inning 6-3 at Wrigley. Adam Dunn, his 17th home run for Cincinnati. Matt Merton earlier hit his 4th for the Cubs, and now Todd Walker is connected for his 3rd. One and one. Buddy batting from the right side, waving the black bat around. Stoltz getting set. A look at first where Mathis is. Now he comes home. And that fastball that swung on and missed. It is a ball and 2 strikes on Ryan Buddy. One and two. Langell flashing a sign out. Stoltz studies him. Now he's all set. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Ryan Buddy. Fastball low, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Buddy, who has a check of his manager, Brian Harper, who goes through some signs. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I don't know what kind of signs he can be giving, unless the runner's going to go. He's got 2 strikes on him.
2 and 2. Stoltz set again. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 look, a throw to first. And back in there is Jeff Mathis. Stoltz, a lengthy check of Langell. Now he's all set again. Runners at the corners with 2 down. The pitch. Fastball up and away. It is now 3 and 2. And the runner from first, Mathis, will take off. So Stoltz, with some of these hitters lower in the order with relatively low batting averages, throwing them a lot of pitches, seemingly nibbling.
Exactly what he's doing.
And Mathis will be off and running with the pitch. They're not holding him on. There he goes. 3-2 pitch is a little looper to right center field. It's falling quickly, and it's in front of Young for a base hit. And the score is Gorneau. Mathis to third. It's 6-0 Salt Lake, and a bloop single by Ryan Buddy. And here comes Jerry Royster. So Eric Hull will be summoned from the bullpen. And we've got a break in the action. Salt Lake has opened up a 6-0 lead, and Stoltz is finished after 4 2/3. Royster will take the ball from Stoltz, pat him on the side, and Stoltz will walk off. We'll take a break and come back with more right after this. Brace yourself and your General Motors vehicle for summer with a visit to the excellent GM Goodwrench Service Department at Desert Pontiac GMC Buick. Desert Pontiac GMC Buick's factory-trained air conditioning specialist will check your condenser and coolant level, adjust your drive belts, inspect your clamps and hoses, check Freon, test your system pressure, and check for leaks. Take no chances. Come see your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Desert Pontiac GMC Buick in the Valley Auto Mall at 330 North Gibson Road in Henderson. It's good to know it's Goodwrench.
You like that? That's the sound of speed waiting to be unleashed. You can get the same feeling with Cox High-Speed Internet. Currently unleashing blazing fast speeds of up to 5 megs. That's up to 90 times faster. It's no wonder Cox High-Speed Internet was ranked highest in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power and Associates. So you think you're ready for Cox High-Speed Internet? Get it today for as low as $29.99 a month. Call 933-9854. That's 933-9854. For J.D. Power and Associates, for more information, go to jdpower.com. Limited time introductory offer. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Do you play golf? Would you like to play 3 different courses all in one beautiful location and still have money left over to play again the next day? Then Golf Summerlin is the place for you. Come play Highland Falls, Palm Valley, and Eagle Crest. All 3 courses will keep you coming back for more. Golf Summerlin is also a great choice for your next tournament or group outing. For more information, call 254-7010. That's 254-7010. Golf Summerlin. 3 great courses, all open to the public, all very affordable.
Back once again here at Cashman Field. It is a perfect day for baseball on Memorial Day. But the Salt Lake Bees have an idea about getting out of town with a split if they can win this game, and they lead now 6-0 in the fifth inning. Russ Lunger here with Dick Williams, and Eric Hull comes in to relieve Eric Stoltz. We're going to have at least 3 Erics on the mound for the 51s today. Stoltz was in, Hull is in, Gagne will be in later, and another Eric is catching, Monsieur Langille. Runners hit the corners with 2 outs. The batter is the rookie Anderson Rosario. Hull's fastball is swung on and missed 0-1. While so many of the players on the 51's roster this year, from opening day until now, have been given the prospect label, and we could spend a long time rattling off the names. Many of them are in the big leagues now, helping the Dodgers. Here's the 0-1, and the fastball's a little low, 1-1. Eric Hull is one of those guys who is flying below the radar at the moment. He's put up tremendous numbers, and yet he's one of those guys that no one seems to want to talk about. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Rosario, and it's low, ball 2. 2-1. All Eric Hull has done in 14 games, compiling a 1-1 record, is put together an earned run average of 1.21 with a tremendous number of strikeouts. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's swung on and missed 2-2. Hull in 22 1/3 innings has struck out 32 hitters, walking 10. He's only given up 15 hits. So the league, which is a hitter's league, let's face it, is hitting all of $190 against Hull, and he's striking out people left and right. And his ERA is 1.2, a Gibson-esque 1.21. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Rosario, and he fouls that one at the plate. Still 2-2. I talked to Eric Hull about that a couple of days ago. He said, look, I'm just going to try to work hard and put up the numbers and hope I get noticed. That's all.
You know, you put those numbers up, you're bound to get noticed. Whether it's by your organization or somebody else. And that's what it's all about, because your ultimate goal is to get to the major leagues.
2 runs are in. Hull in relief of Stoltz, who left after 4 2/3, allowing 8 hits and 6 walks. One of them intentional. He did strike out 4. Here's a 2-2 to Rosario. Fastball is swinging and a miss, strike 3. Good old-fashioned country hardball. He just came right after him with that heat that he throws, and he struck him out. 2 runs do score on 3 hits, no errors, and there were 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is Salt Lake 6, the 51s nothing.
They say that the best kind of advertising is word-of-mouth advertising. And here at New York Hotel and Casino, we couldn't agree more. That's why today we're at the Manhattan Express roller coaster, asking people to describe their experience. Excuse me, sir, what do you think of the ride so far? Anything else? What about you, ma'am? Are you enjoying the ride? Sounds like a yes to me. Is that your husband there? How do you like the ride, sir? Well, there you have it. The people have spoken. The Manhattan Express roller coaster at New York. Come and see for yourself what everyone's been talking about. You gotta love this town.
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Take me out to the ball game, or the grocery store, or work, or the strip, with convenient public transportation from your RTC. Like MAX, Southern Nevada's environmentally friendly transit alternative. Or CAT, the Citizens Area Transit covering all of Southern Nevada. And the Deuce, a double-decker experience covering the strip. Driving is our game, so hop on board the bus. Visit rtcsouthernnevada.com for more information.
Welcome back, my friends. We're at Cashman Field, bottom of the 5th. Salt Lake leading by a score of 6-0 now. Russ Lunger here with Dick Williams as we get set to go. Throughout the remainder of the 51 season, any baby born at either one of the St. Rose Dominican hospitals will receive their first 51's T-shirt and a 51's Softy-style baseball. St. Rose Dominican hospitals are committed to servicing Southern Nevada by providing high-quality, affordable health care. And the Saunders pitch to John Weber. He swings and can't get that one. It is 0-1 to Weber, who grounded out to first in his first at-bat in the second inning. 0-1 to count. Saunders to the motion. The 0-1 to Weber. And that comes in low. It is a 1-1 count. Weber, Truby, and Langell, the bottom of the order for Las Vegas, and the 51s now find themselves behind the 8 ball, down 6 runs to Joe Saunders. Breaking ball bouncing to the backstop. It's 2 balls and a strike. Sacramento will be here tomorrow. And it'll be the first of 4. And when the 51s finish that, they'll go to Sacramento. So it's a home-and-home situation starting tomorrow. 8 games for the River Cats. 4 here, 4 at Whaley Field. Weber fouls a fastball back out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Saunders has been just the opposite. We'll talk about the numbers for Stoltz in a moment, but he hasn't walked anyone. He hasn't struck anyone out. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Weber. There's a little pop fly, shallow right. Kendrick going out. Gorno coming in, and Gorno goes into a slide and can't hang on to it. And so Weber is safe at first base. Gorno face down, now getting to his knees. And the center fielder Willits comes over to make sure he's okay. And sprinting out of the dugout, Armando Rivas, the Salt Lake trainer, to make sure Nick Gorno is okay.
He broke back on the ball. The second baseman called for the ball. And then he heard him coming and yelling, I guess, and he got out of the way. The second baseman ball, routine play.
Weber is safe at first on the third Las Vegas hit. A little Texas League flare. And Gorno trying to make the dive and catch, couldn't quite hang on, and he hit the ground fairly hard. And he's now on his feet finally. But he's being checked now by Rivas, the trainer for Salt Lake. The batter's going to be Chris Truby when play resumes.
But I don't blame Kendrick for getting out of the way.
Yeah.
Gorno's pretty good, big man.
Well, Gorno is good to go, they say. So, everybody else clears off the field. Gorno goes back to his position. 51s have 3 hits, but they haven't had anybody pass first base yet in the game. Tony Roma's scoreboard PCL action. Iowa in the 7th inning leading Nashville by a score of 4-2 now. And Portland leading Sacramento in the 5th up in Portland 8-3. Truby takes a strike and it's 0-1. Truby reached when first baseman Ryan Buddy failed to catch his pop-up near the mound. It was an error and it was forced out by Langell after that. Round Rock leading at Albuquerque in the 4th inning 5-3. The 0-1 to Truby. He hits a little foul ball in the air to the right, hooking back out of play. 0-2. Colorado Springs is in progress now in Tacoma. No score in the first inning. Memphis and Omaha, that's later on. Oklahoma, New Orleans also later on. And a night game, Fresno at Tucson. 51's in first place by just a half a game over Tucson, entering today. The 0-2 to Truby. He hits a pop-up on the right side. First baseman Buddy in foul ground, and he makes the catch this time in foul territory. So Truby is officially 0 for 2. 1 on, 1 out for the catcher, Eric Langell. Friends Supercuts has 32 convenient locations. Call 1-800-SUPERCUTS for the location nearest you. Supercuts, every time. Here's Langell. He hit a soft liner toward the second baseman, Kendrick, who tried to short hop it, juggle it, and then recovered and tossed Truby out at second base for the force play. He takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Oh, 1. 6-0. Salt Lake leading it. 1 on, 1 out for the 51's bottom of the 5th. Saunders getting set, and the pitch to Langell is on its way. As a foul ball off to the right, that's in the seats. Saunders getting ahead of so many of these hitters.
They're all behind on their swing, and he's bringing it right. Must have good movement on it because he's throwing 91, 92. Occasionally he'll get up to 94, but they're behind everything.
0-2. Langell waiting. Saunders from the stretch position. Weber a short lead. The pitch. Popped up again. First base side foul territory. Here comes Buddy. Does he have room? He's got it. Right on the warning track near the dugout. 2 down. That brings up Joel Guzman, who slid to center and hit into a force play. The only well-hit ball was the single by Delwyn Young back in the first inning. The ball that Riggs hit in the fourth got through, but wasn't hit that hard. Well, Saunders has really been something. Virginia Tech University. He was 27-20 for them.
27-20.
27-7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. E1. Guzman takes low. Ball 1.
Still at least 2 ahead of you there.
There you go. That's right. That's all right. I gave him a Wilbur Wood record, and he had a Steve Carlton record. 1 ball to no strikes. 27-7 for Virginia Tech, and for the Virginia Tech Hokies, 1 ball and no strikes on Guzman. Weber off first. The pitch. He swings, chops it foul outside third. He tried to pull that low outside pitch. Ball goes to the hands of Jerry Royster, who underhands it into the seats. 1-1. On Joel Guzman. Weber opened the inning with a single, a little flare into right, and Guzman up with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Saunders is set. Here he comes. Fastball, low and inside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Guzman. The outfield playing Guzman deep and a little bit to pull. Gentle breeze blowing in from right. Saunders collects the sign from Mathis. And his pitch. Guzman lines it to left. Here comes Rosario to make the catch. About belt high as he raced in. Guzman hit it pretty well. Rosario coming in hard to get it. And the inning is over. Las Vegas in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit. No errors and 1 left. And we go to the 6th inning. Salt Lake 6-51, nothing.
Who has free time? We're all taking care of too much at work and too much at home. We're attached to our cell phones and internet 24 hours a day. Aren't these conveniences meant to make life a little bit more, well, convenient? They don't. They just give us more time to squeeze in a little more responsibility every single day. Your Country Insurance and Financial Services agent knows you only have time for straightforward answers to your auto, home, and life insurance questions. That's why when you call with a question or problem, you won't have to press 4 or 5 numbers to get a real person. Even if your agent is unavailable, you'll speak to someone at Country's 24-hour service center, so you can use your free time a little more productively. Because let's face it, you don't have time to deal with insurance issues, but we have all the time you need. Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
This is our country.
See the Country Insurance and Financial Services agent near you or visit countryfinancial.com.
Hey, this is the Sports Take from the Wise Guys. Catch us every weekday noon to 2 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Dear Vice President of Keeping Track of Me, when the day ends, we'll all be getting together for the signature taste of Budweiser and to laugh at all things corporate. Come on. It'll be fun. Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back again, my friends. We're here at Cashman Field, and we're in the 6th inning. It is a 6-0 lead for the Salt Lake Bees. They're trying to get a split here. And thus far, the story has been another good outing by Joe Saunders. We talked earlier about how hot he has been. And he threw a complete game shutout against New Orleans in his last outing. And he's thrown a 3-hit shutout through 5. Dick Williams, what are your impressions of Mr. Saunders at this point?
He's making us swing the bat. He's doing the job. He's throwing strikes. He hasn't struck out anybody, but he hadn't walked anybody. He's thrown, let's see. That time he didn't have any of it. 12 ground balls out. And he's keeping the ball down. And he's ahead in the count. He knows what he's doing out there.
Top of the 6th. Eric Hull, who relieved Eric Stoltz, will pitch now.
Very impressive.
Hull came in with 2 outs in the 5th after the RBI bloop single by Ryan Buddy. And he struck out Anderson Rosario. There's a strike to Reggie Willits, 0-1. Willits has walked and scored, struck out into a double play, then walked to force in a run. Stoltz, 4 2/3 innings. He allowed 6 runs, 5 earned on 8 hits. He walked 6. One of the walks was intentional, a fastball tie, 1-1. He struck out 4. And the really telling number for Stoltz, 111 pitches, only 57 strikes, which meant 54 balls, and that's not the ratio you want.
And your players are going to be back on their heels, too.
1-1 pitch. Willits sends a very high popper. Let's see what happens with this ball. Riggs is waiting for it right near the mound on the third base side of the mound to make the catch. 1 out for Meister Izturis if he does come up and bat. Let's see. Yep. Izturis is going to go ahead and bat. So they said he would play 5 innings. He's at least going to bat here in the 6th. Don't know if it'll play the field anymore, but he's a switch hitter, and he is going to bat left-handed for the first time in the game. Eric Hull is from Washington, grew up a Seattle Mariner fan. He liked Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez. There's a line drive out over second base in the center for a base hit. First pitch fastball, and the rehabbing Izturis lined it out there. Weber brings it back in. First hit off a Hull, 9th hit for Salt Lake on the day. Howie Kendrick, a busy man, will now face Eric Hull. Kendrick, 3 singles, 2 to right, 1 to left, and has scored twice. And when he entered the game, he was hitting .361, so he's well into the 370s now. 1 on, 1 out. Hull gets set. Izturis off first. And the pitch. Fastball lifted down the right field line toward the corner. Young giving chase, but it's foul. Strike 1, 0-1. General Motors trivia. Looking today for where and when was it where Major League Baseball had the largest crowd ever to see a Major League Baseball game? Where and when? Here's the 0-1 pitch to Kendrick. Fastball is a little low. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count.
Has to be 1958.
You're so close.
I'm wrong, though. What, 59?
Right. It was May of 59. Here's the stretch Eric Hull's going to deliver to Kendrick here. Fastball foul to the right. That's back out of play, 1-2.
It's the game honoring Roy Campanella at Los Angeles Coliseum.
You know, every day I say I'm going to make these questions harder, and every day you nail it on the sweet spot. 1-2. 1 on, 1 out.
I said 58 because that was their first year there, and he was crippled that year, so the following year they had it.
1-2 pitch. Fastball up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now, you've already gotten it right, so this is gravy for you. This is like the guy who's 4 for 4 coming up with a chance to hit for the cycle. So did you
remember, I'm an old Dodger.
2-2. And we'll talk more about that after this pitch. Here's the pitch to Kendrick. And he hits a little looper to shallow left center field. Coming in is Weber. He can't get there. It's a base hit. Stopping at second is Izturis, and Kendrick is 4 for 4. Speaking of 4 for 4, that was a pretty good pitch that he fought off. A fastball up and in.
Yes, sir. He handles the bat well. He's to me, he's other than Saunders, he's the most impressive player on the field on either side. And they've got a pretty good second baseman with the Angels in Kennedy, but they've got to find a spot for this guy because he knows how to play the game.
So Kendrick is 4 for 4. He didn't have a good series when the Bees were here in April, but he's making up for it now. Here's Gorneau. He's been on base 3 times. A single and 2 walks. He swings and misses. 0-1. 10 hits for Salt Lake. They lead 6-0. Gorneau, an RBI single in the first off Stoltz. He walked in the 4th and was thrown out at home, trying to score from first base on the Jeff Mathis double. And he walked and scored in the 5th on the base hit by Ryan Buddy. Izturis at second, Kendrick at first. Hull getting set. The 0-1 to Nick Gorneau. Breaking ball, a strike on the outside corner. Good, tight slider.
Yes, it was. Excellent pitch, the location, everything.
0-2. Now, can you care to venture a guess as to approximately the size of the crowd?
It was in the 90s.
Why do I bother to ask? 0-2. And it was as a pop fly back is short. Valdez backing up. Guzman and Weber coming in, and it's Guzman to make a one-handed catch. And they're 2 down for Jeff Mathis. Of course, that game was played in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
Right.
It was 3 years before Dodger Stadium opened. Dodger Stadium opened in 1962, so when the Dodgers moved west, they spent those years, 58 through 61, in the Coliseum with a short left field porch with a tall screen.
If you hit her over toward, you had to hit it to left center over the screen to get a home run. It was a double otherwise. They call it the moonshot up over there. Wally Moon.
Here's Mathis. The pitch. Fastball, maybe outside, maybe a little high. It was close. Ball 1. Mathis is into a double play, doubled on a run and scored, and singled. He is 2 for 3. 2 on 2 out top of the 6th. Hull looking in at Langell. This will be a 1-0 pitch to Mathis. Fastball. They swung through that one. It is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Duke Snider said that when the team moved west, he initially tried to muscle up and go to right and pull the ball, left-handed hitting Duke Snider, but he learned later on to slice the ball and take advantage of that screen.
And he hit some prodigious shots there that were big outs.
1-1 pitch. A fastball, maybe a little low. A very close pitch again. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Mathis, with his day today, has his average up to 330 with 2 home runs. He now has 15 runs batted in. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-1 count. Hull is off the rubber. And now back on. 6-0 Salt Lake, top of the 6th. Hull has the sign. 2-1 pitch. Fastball in the dirt. Nice save there by Langell. It is 3-1.
You didn't stay awake or stay up late last night thinking of that question, did you?
Not terribly late. 3-1 the count. I know you're an old Dodger, but, not everybody knows that, specifics of that. There's a high foul back out of play. 3-2. It was in May of 1959 at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum on a night honoring Roy Campanella, who so tragically became paralyzed in an auto accident. A crowd of over 93,000 fans.
You had to miss that. I would have said 92.5.
You're so bad at this trivia. You're useless. Here's the 3-2 stretch. The runners go on a fly ball hit to right. Young's got to go back and toward the corner, but he's got to play. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. Dick Williams, another line drive in the alley for as he nailed the trivia. No runs on 2 hits for Salt Lake in the 6th inning. No errors, and they leave a couple of men. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Salt Lake 6 to 51-0.
Oh, Bob, are you still awake?
I can't breathe.
What's wrong?
It's my dog, Titus.
Oh, Bob.
Are you one of the millions like Bob who suffer from chronic sinus congestion? Now there's help from Carl's Jr. The new jalapeno burger is piled high with extra-strength jalapeno peppers.
Put this in your mouth, Bob.
All right.
Jalapenos contain capsaicin, a chemical that creates a burning sensation so intense it clears congested mucous membranes fast.
I can breathe again.
Oh, Bob.
The new jalapeno burger at Carl's Jr. with pepper jack cheese and spicy Santa Fe sauce. Available in single, double, and for those really tough colds. Extra strength Angus beef $6 burger. The previous claims are completely bogus. For a limited time at participating restaurants.
Flat Pappy. I feel Flat Pappy all over.
Fox Sports Radio 1460. It may shock you. KDNO Las Vegas.
I've never seen a lineup quite like this one. The kitchen is loaded. The placemats are set. The bowls are on the table. He sees his granola crunch. He grabs the door. He swings. It's Anderson Dairy Milk all the way. Nothing makes breakfast taste better than milk. Over cereal with eggs, toast, and jam, or add some chocolate and shake things up. Here's our pitch. Milk. It's a real team player. From Anderson Dairy, the dairy expert.
Welcome back, friends. We're here. Bottom of the 6th inning. And Salt Lake leading Las Vegas. The score is 6-0 because Salt Lake got 1 in the first and 3 in the fourth and 2 in the fifth. That's when they chased starter Eric Stoltz. And meanwhile, Joe Saunders has been sailing very merrily along. Arguably the hottest starting pitcher in the league. As he's coming off a shutout, and his starts before that, he gave up 1 run in 8 innings and 1 run in 8 innings before that. Here's Valdez. And the pitch is a little bit low. Ball 1. Valdez has fly to right and grounded out to second. He is 0 for 2. So the 51's needing base runners deluxe. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And there's a strike. Fastball to knees. 1-1. Seen picture. Oh, go ahead.
He's staying right down there. He's between right at the knees, either up above the knees or a little below.
He has Valdez lunging at an outside changeup, and he taps it foul behind the plate. And that's symbolic of what's going on with the 51s today. They've been off balance and hitting a lot of weak ground balls and pop flies.
Well, one of the hardest balls hit was the line drive Guzman hit to make the final out last inning.
Now he chases another outside changeup and strikes out. That's the first strikeout for Saunders. 1 out, in the batter's Delvin Young, who has singled and hit back to the box.
And his changeup hadn't varied. It's either been 81 or 82. The one breaking ball I can remember him throwing was 83 curveball.
Well, we were told Mesa Asturias would play 5 innings, and the Salt Lake Bees are true to their word. The new shortstop is Casey Smith. So Asturias out of the game. It's a straight-up change. Here's the pitch to Young, and the fastball's outside, ball 1. So if you're scoring, Casey Smith goes into that number 2 slot. Asturias ends the day 1 for 4. Made some good plays also at short.
Yes, he did.
Pitch is up and away, 2-0.
Somehow you can see a player, and you can tell he's played in the major leagues. He was so fluid, his motion, and this kid's not going to be too far away.
That pitch is a called strike to Young, who really didn't like that call. He's having a few words with the plate umpire about it. In the 51's bullpen, lefty Hong Chi Kuo begins to limber up down there. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th. This will be a 2-1 to Delvin Young. There's a foul ball over the press box. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seen pictures of that game back in 1959 at the Coliseum. They honored Roy Campanello. 93,000 packed the place. And a lot of them were lighting matches. There's a little flare in the shallow right. Here comes Gorneau to make the catch as he came in. And there are 2 outs for James Loney. I can just imagine what that must have been like. And, of course, you were on the same team as Campy.
Yeah, back in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 56. First part of 56 was my last year there when I was sold to Baltimore. But I had the pleasure of playing with Campy and Pee Wee and Jackie, Brillo, Pasco, Snyder. We won every year just about, except the Yankees used to kick us in the World Series. And then we lost that big lead in 51 when the Giants played over 800 percentage and beat us in the playoff when Bobby Thompson shot heard around the world.
Loney on a 1-0 pitch fouls it out of play to the left. It's 1-1. 6-0 Salt Lake in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs and nobody on. Loney has grounded out twice, once to short, once to second. This will be a 1-1 pitch to James Loney. And the breaking ball is high. 2-1. I can just imagine that seeing Duke Snider hit launch balls to right and right center at the Coliseum that were caught. It's probably some of the longer outs ever been recorded.
That's right.
Loney takes a strike on the inside. It's now 2-2.
He had that good sharp stroke for Ebbets Field. And I mean he had a sharp swing, and you get the ball down, and he could cream it, and that ball just shoot out of there. Of course, it was short in right field, but you still had to hit it.
Ground ball to second. Kendricks got this one on the first base, and the inning is over. So Saunders is just making it look easy. 1, 2, 3 go the Las Vegas 51s, which takes us to the 7th inning. And the score remains Salt Lake 6 to 51s nothing.
Dear Mr. H2O, it's time for us to become reacquainted. Time to dive into every day and every cooler, filled with the signature taste of Budweiser. Bush, St. Louis, Missouri.
There was a time when kids played in the park on the way home from school, when folks held hands on evening strolls, and neighbors often became your very best friends. Once there was a time, now there is a place. Providence Master Planned Community. From the old-fashioned ballparks to lively paseos and bustling neighborhoods, this is where great traditions live again. Providence. North I-215 at Mullify. Learn more at providencelv.com. An equal housing opportunity.
Papa Joe Chevalier and you join me weekdays at 4 right here on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
18 holes of lush green fairways await you. The grass is greener and the rates are golden at Mountain Falls Golf Club in Pahrump. The 7,082 par 72 Parkland-style golf course offers breathtaking views of the mountains and the refreshing feeling of wide-open spaces. Mountain Falls Golf Club 18-hole rates start at just $35. Please call 775-537-6553 for your next tee time or online at mountainfalls.com.
Welcome back, friends, to Cashman Field. After 6, a 6-0 lead for Salt Lake. Along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer here, Hong-Chi Kuo, the left-hander from Taiwan, will take over now in the 7th inning. Kuo is picking up for Eric Hull, who goes his scoreless inning in the 3rd, and he allowed 2 hits, both of them singles. Hull recorded 1 strikeout and no walks in relief of Eric Stoltz. So the first non-Eric is in the game for the 51s as far as pitching is concerned. Hong-Chi Kuo. Kuo, since coming down from L.A., has put together a 1-0 record, a 3.72 ERA in 9 appearances, and he was sent down because of control issues. And he's had occasional control trouble here, too. In 9 2/3 innings, he's walked 8. He has struck out 13. But they love his arm.
What does he do in the wintertime? Do you know, or by any chance? Is he a sumo wrestler? Or?
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
He's a pretty big man.
He's a big guy, but he spent a lot of off seasons rehabbing because he's had 3 surgeries.
My heavens.
But and before the surgeries, he was a high 90s guy as a left-hander. Even now he's low and sometimes mid-90s with his fastball. So Kuo will face Mike Elwood, Adam Pavkovich, and Ryan Buddy. Fastball is high, ball 1.
You can't have enough left-handed pitchers. I love left-handed pitchers.
Here's a 1-0. Fastball high again, so it's 2-0. Elwood 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored.
That throw strike.
2-0. Kuo working the 7th. And he may or may not work the 8th, depending upon how the 7th goes. But Eric Gagne, we know, will pitch tonight. The fastball's foul back. 2 balls and a strike.
What do you have, elbow surgery or shoulder or both?
He had Tommy John surgery.
Uh-huh. That's enough right there.
Mm-hmm. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mike Elwood. And the pitch. Fastball grounded it deep short to his right to backhand. It is Valdez. A long throw and a bounce to Loney, and he got him. What a play by Wilson Valdez. Wilson Valdez going way to his right to get that ball. He threw out Mike Elwood on a bounce to Loney, who grabbed it. That is some kind of play.
That was a great play. He got locked in a batter's box a little because the ball was in on him. He didn't hit the ball well, but it was found the hole. That was a tremendous play. And throw.
1 out for Adam Pavkovich, who has struck out and hit 2 sacrifice flies. 0 for 1 with 2 RBIs. Grumble to second. To his left is Garcia on the outfield grass. He can't field it. The ball went off the end of his mitt. And Young there to back it up and lollipop it back into second. That is a base hit from Pavkovich. Garcia went way to his left. He was on the outfield grass, and had he picked it up, probably would have had Pavkovich, but couldn't quite get it as he was on the move to his left.
You have to get it before you throw it.
And here is Ryan Buddy, who was fouled out and been intentionally walked, and he looped an RBI single to right in the 5th against Stoltz. He's 1 for 2. He was the last man Stoltz faced in again. That's the 11th hit for Salt Lake. That single by Pavkovich. And the fastball's low, ball 1. 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. Quick throw to first base by Quo, and Pavkovich is back in there. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. Fastball taken low. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes on Ryan Budde. Two and 0. 1 on, 1 out. We're in the top of the 7th inning. On a glorious Memorial Day at Caspen Field. Budde waiting on the 2-0 pitch from Hong-Chi Kuo. Here it comes. Fastball foul back. It's 2 balls and 1 strike, and for a moment, for a fleeting moment, I thought there was going to be another foul ball into the Spanish radio booth.
Jose was ready.
Yeah, he's ready this time. 2 and 1. Now the look by Quo. 1 on, 1 out. The stretch. And the pitch. But he swings and misses with that mid-90s fastball. He just blew it right by him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You played at Braves Field in Boston?
Yes.
When that opened, later on they changed the dimensions quite a bit. Here's the 2-2 stretch to Budde. Fastball is inside. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. We were talking about this Coliseum and the big dimensions to center and right center. Still the largest dimensions ever in baseball history, and they first opened that ballpark.
Is that right?
It was 400 feet down the line. Down the line.
Both lines?
Yeah. And 550 to dead center field. Braves Field.
A lot of inside the park home runs.
Oh. 3-2 pitch coming up to Budde. Fastball, he swings and fouls it away. Still 3-2. Ty Cobb walked into the ballpark when it was brand new in 1915, looked around and said, nobody will ever hit one out of this place. And he was almost right. It was 10 years before anybody hit a fair ball over the fence at Braves Field. 550.
That's a long way. The expressway goes by there.
Well, it's good because you need a taxi cab to get to the outfield wall anyway.
Yeah, there wouldn't have been an expressway there at that time in 1915, though, I don't believe.
But it was just remarkable. Here's the 3-2. That's the dead ball era, too. Here's the pitch. And Budde swings, misses, and strikes out. 2 outs, and the batter Anderson Rosario.
Now that's part of Vulcan University. There was a woman there used to be behind the dugout passing out Tootsie Rolls and that. Megaphone Lolly. Remember that name?
I wonder if she's related to Hilda Chester.
Well, Hilda was another one in Brooklyn.
Here's Rosario, who has singled and struck out twice, 1 for 3. 6-0 Salt Lake. We're in the top of the 7th inning, and Hong-Chi Kuo, the third pitcher used by the 51s, his fastball, and Rosario swings and misses. Hong-Chi Kuo with good old-fashioned heat, 0-1. Joe Saunders has gone 6 innings for Salt Lake, and he's thrown a 3-hit shutout. He's been in complete command from the beginning. Here's the 0-1 to Rosario. Nope, throw to first base softly to get Pavkovich back in there. 0-1. Kuo, a lengthy check of Langell. Now the lefty wearing 57 straightens again. Pavkovich off first. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there. That is a called strike. 0-2 to count.
97 on the scoreboard meter.
Rosario from the town of Santo Domingo in the Dominican, back in again with an 0-2 count. And Kuo taking his time. In the inning, Elward grounded out to short in the defensive play of the day. Fabulous play by Wilson Valdez to throw him out from short left field. Pavkovich singled, Budde struck out. 0-2 pitch. Fastball grounded foul to the far end of the first base dugout with a 51 tang out. And it remains an 0-2 count on Anderson Rosario. Oh, 0-2. Well, Rosar, just a youngster, got his first AAA hit back in the third. He had to face Eric Hull with his good stuff in the fifth, and he struck out. Now he's got to face Quo, and he might have to face Gagne. That's all. Here's the 0-2, and he swings and misses and strikes out. So, whatever else happens, he did get his first AAA hit today. No runs, one hit for the Salt Lake Bees in the top of the seventh inning. No errors. And one man is left on base. They're going to have, before we go to break, I want to let you know that here at Cashman Field on Memorial Day, we have the singing of God Bless America. And so we're going to keep it right here for a moment before we take the station break. With Salt Lake leading 6-0, we're going to keep it here for the singing of God Bless America before we go to the commercial break. And then when this tune is over, go to the usual routine.
Thank you.
A moment of silence here Memorial Day.
God bless America. God bless America, land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountain to the prairie. To the ocean, white will home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, our home.
Nice job on God Bless America. We're going to take this break at the end of 6.5 innings of play. Salt Lake 6 and the Las Vegas 51s nothing.
Nearly 60 years ago, St. Rose Dominican Hospital's mission of compassionate health care for every patient began in Henderson. And this summer, St. Rose will carry this mission to Southwest Las Vegas with the opening of their third location, the San Martin campus. When open, San Martin will be more than a building. It will be a haven for the mind, body, and spirit. It will be more than quality emergency and cardiac care. It will be peace of mind. It will be more than 4 floors of all private patient rooms. It will be a place healing will call home. After all, they're building more than a new hospital. They're building a place for you and your family to find safety, peace, and well-being. The St. Rose Dominican Hospital San Martin campus, 8220 Warm Springs Road, near the intersection of I-215 and Durango Road in southwest Las Vegas. St. Rose Dominican Hospital's new San Martin campus. It's all about life. Visit stroshospitals.org to learn more.
Out of Bounds with Craig and James, weekdays at 6 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Take me out to the ball game, or the grocery store, or work, or the Strip, with convenient public transportation from your RTC. Like MATS, Southern Nevada's environmentally friendly transit alternative, or CAT, the Citizens Area Transit covering all of Southern Nevada, and the Deuce, a double-decker experience covering the Strip. Driving is our game, so hop on board the bus. Visit rtcsouthernnevada.com for more information.
Welcome back again, my friends. We're here at Cashman Field, stretch half of the seventh inning, 6-0 Salt Lake. Friends, this 51 stat summary is brought to you by Country Insurance. The stats so far today, the job done by Salt Lake starter Joe Saunders. 6 innings, no runs, 3 hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Make that 4 hits. There's a base hit by Eric Riggs to left center field. He's got 2 of the 4 hits for Las Vegas, and the batter Sergio Garcia. Friends, Country Insurance and Financial Services, proud sponsor of the Las Vegas 51s, where you'll always talk to real people with real answers real quick. Along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer here. Bottom of the 7th, 51s have been unable to get anybody past first base, let alone score against Joe Saunders. And they trail 6-0. Line drive foul outside third and 1 hop by Sergio Garcia. Garcia checked his swing and grounded out weakly to the first baseman in his last at bat, so he didn't want to get cheated. He took a big rip right there, and he fouled it off.
He had a big rip.
0-1. Garcia has grounded out twice. And John Weber is on deck. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. Breaking ball. That's a strike. It's 0-2. Lefty Greg Miller's up on the Las Vegas bullpen. 51's the bullpen got a break yesterday because of the complete game by William Juarez, and they know that Eric Gagne is going to work the ninth. So got Miller going. He very likely will pitch the eighth. There's a foul ball back at a play by Garcia. 0-2. So we're talking earlier about large ballparks, large dimensions, and long outs as a result. 0-2 to count. The pitch. Garcia hits a comebacker. Saunders grabs it, throws to second. That's one. On the first base, that is not in time. The throw from the shortstop, Smith, was in the dirt. Buddy was able to dig it out with a backhand stab, but Garcia hustling, and he beat it. 1-on-1 out for John Weber. Of course, before they refurbished Yankee Stadium, that was forever out there. It was 467 and 461 to center and left center.
You had the monument in play in center field, and there were only about, before they did the refurbishing, there were only about 4 or 5 balls at the most hit into the bleachers in left field. Where Gianfrido made the great catch on DiMaggio, to the right of that was the bleachers, and there were only about 4 or 5 balls hit in there, and I remember one of them being hit by, I was on Baltimore Club, Jackie Brandt hit it in there.
1-0 on Weber, who's grounded out and singled 1 for 2. Garcia at first, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning. 6-0 Salt Lake, the pitch. Weber takes in the dirt. Nice save there by Mathis. 2-1. 2-0 is the count. Yeah, Jackie Brandt was a pretty productive player for the Orioles, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
2-0 on John Weber. Saunders delivers. Fastball, foul back out of play. It's 2-1.
Bob Neiman hit a ball. The game was eventually called because of rain, but he hit a ball in left center that got by the left fielder and center fielder and went all the way out to the monument, and between the wall and the monument ricocheted for a while, and he had a stand-up triple on him. It got rained out. That was the only triple I think Neiman ever hit in his life.
Weber takes a fast one just low, close. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Chris Truby is on deck. Salt Lake was 11 hits to Las Vegas 4. I know Joe DiMaggio raced behind the monument to make a catch on a ball at one time. They said it was one of the great catches they saw. The pitch is a fastball low. Weber draws a walk. There's the first walk issued by Saunders, and for the first time today, 51 attempts, somebody passed first base. Here in the 7th, 1 out, 2 on for Truby, who's reached on an error and fouled out. 0 for 2. Mathis calls time to go out to speak to Saunders. There's a play. The Washington Senators, and 1969, 1970, came into Yankee Stadium with Big Frank Howard, capital punishment. And the Yankees had right-hander on the mound, Bill Burbank, or somebody like that, and threw a high fastball, and Howard swung. He's a huge guy. He swung, and the ball took off like a rifle shot to the deepest part of the park. And Bobby Mercer kept going back and back. It was one of those things where he hit it so hard the crowd gasped. Mm-hmm. And Mercer went back and caught it at the deepest part of the park, and with his back up against the fence at 367. Here's the pitch to Truby, and a breaking ball is swung on and missed 0-1. One of the longer outs you'll see.
He hit a ball against us when I was managing Boston. Reggie Smith was playing center field, and he took 2 steps back to go back on it, and the ball kept rising and went in the upper deck in dead center at RFK Park. And then there was the ball that Mantle hit off of Chuck Scott.
Throw to first base, and just getting back was Weber on the throw by the catcher Mathis after Truby swung and missed to make the count 0-2. Close play at first.
You don't want to get picked off in a situation like this.
6-0 Salt Lake, bottom of the 7th. That's the situation. 2 on, 1 out, 0-2 on Truby. Saunders has a look in as Mathis offers a target, and the 0-2 look to pitch. Fastball low. It is a ball and 2 strikes. Was just at RFK Stadium, and in the upper deck, there are some seats that are painted white as opposed to the regular blue seats, indicating where Frank Howard hit some of those balls.
And there was one Harmon Killebrew hit at Municipal Stadium, or the outdoor stadium in Minneapolis.
Bloomington, yeah.
Bloomington. It went back in the upper deck in the bleachers, which was a tremendous distance.
It wrecked a chair, which they painted a different color. Yeah. 1-2 to Truby, who fouled the last pitch off. Garcia at second, Weber at first with 1 out. Saunders slowing the pace down a little bit. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Chris Truby. Fly ball to center. Willits backing up on the ball. Now he comes in to make the catch. And there are 2 outs. Garcia remains at second. Going back to first is Weber. And the batter is Eric Langell, who's hit into a force play and has fouled out. Langell 0 for 2. On the season, he's 0 for 6. Again, he has been doing a lot of bullpen catching, and this is only the second time he's been activated. 2 on, 2 out. The stretch by Saunders, and the pitch. He takes a fastball low for ball 1. 1-0. Greg Miller has finished his warm-ups, and he's now in the 51's bullpen, likely to pitch the 8th, would guess. 1-0. Joel Guzman would be next, should Langell extend the inning. Saunders with a 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Good off-speed pitch. Swung on early and missed. It's now 1-1. Salt Lake 1 in the first, 3 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth. And the 51's no runs on 4 hits. 1-1 on Langell. Outfield playing him straight away. The infield is well spread out also. Saunders collects the sign from Mathis. He's coming with a 1-1 pitch. Fastball is low. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Langell taking his time, making Saunders wait. Now he's back in with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. From a stretch is Saunders again. And the 2-1 pitch. Fastball foul back. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. A lot of balls hit back in this general area. 2-2, a 2 on, a 2 out. Eric Langell works out in the offseason. And he knows Eric Gagne very well from the same area. The 2-2 stretch. And the pitch. Breaking ball grounded to second. Kendrick fields it cleanly. Straightens up and throws him out, and the inning is over. Langell hustling up the line, but he's thrown out. And the 51s are finished in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit. No errors and 2 left. We head to the 8th inning. It is Salt Lake 6, the 51s, nothing.
At Supercuts, we pride ourselves on listening to our customers, but there are exceptions. So what are we thinking today, Todd?
Let's shave it, except leave the words Todd Rules in the back. You know, in hair.
I don't think so.
All right. But hey, all my friends pay like $100 for their haircuts, so would it be okay if I did the same?
Yeah, that's not really Supercuts policy.
Oh, I got one. This side leave long, the other side bald. We can call it the 2 sides of Todd.
Saving them from themselves. Supercuts. We know how it is.
JP the Brick, weeknights at 7 on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Bob, are you still awake?
I can't breathe.
What's wrong?
It's my dark sinuses.
Oh, Bob.
Are you one of the millions like Bob who suffer from chronic sinus congestion? Now there's help from Carl's Jr. The new jalapeno burger is piled high with extra-strength jalapeno peppers.
Put this in your mouth, Bob.
All right.
Jalapenos contain capsaicin, a chemical that creates a burning sensation so intense it clears congested mucous membranes fast.
I
can breathe again.
Oh, Bob.
The new jalapeno burger at Carl's Jr. with pepper jack cheese and spicy Santa Fe sauce. Available in single, double, and for those really tough colds. Extra strength Angus beef $6 burger. The previous claims are completely bogus. For a limited time at participating restaurants.
Welcome back to Cashman Field. Top of the eighth, 6-0. Salt Lake leading it, along with Dick Williams. Russ Langer here, and just as we suspected, Greg Miller is going to pitch the eighth inning. A crowd of just over 3,000 paid here, 3,053. And even though it is 6-0 Salt Lake in the eighth inning, well, these folks are sticking around. They know that they'll be rewarded by an appearance by Monsieur Gagne in the ninth inning. Greg Miller will look at the top of the order. Reggie Willits. Casey Smith will get his first at-bat of the day. Then Howie Kendrick. Miller has no record in 3 games since being called up from Double-A Jacksonville. Hard-throwing lefty has gone 4 innings, giving up 1 unearned run on 3 hits. He's walked 6. That's been his problem. He has struck out 5. Miller was a mid to upper 90s guy, and he can still get the ball up there in the mid-90s sometimes. He's a big left-hander from Orange County, California. 6'5", 220. He's only 21, and he reached Double-A at the age of 18 a couple of years ago. And he was on the fast track. Then he had shoulder trouble, had surgery. He's actually had a couple of surgeries on that shoulder. Here's the pitch to Reggie Willits. And the fastball's low, ball 1. Willits has walked and scored, struck out into a double play, walked to force center run, and popped out 0 for 2. And the difference in Greg Miller now, here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball is a little high, perhaps. 2-0. To take the strain off that much worked upon shoulder, he's working from a different arm slot, more from the side, more type of a 3/4 type of arm angle than he was before. Fastball's a strike, 2-1. Still gets the ball up there with a lot of pace, but the biggest adjustment for him has been control with that new arm slot. So they have high hopes for him. 2-1 pitch, and he checked his swing, and he took it a little high again. 3-1. Miller pitched a few days ago in relief of D.J. Holton. The pitch is outside, ball 4. So Willits walks for the 3rd time in a game. Now Casey Smith, who is finishing up at shortstop for Meister Esturis on his rehab assignment, is going to come up and have a chance to hit. Smith is hitting .309 with no homers and 9 runs batted in. Young man from Ashford, Alabama. Hit .221 with Salt Lake last year. First game of the series, won by Las Vegas 8-5, and that's when D.J. Holton got the win. The pitch is up and in, ball 1. Miller went 1 hitless inning. He did walk 2, and he struck out 2. And that's what he's done a lot of since he got here. A lot of walks, a lot of strikeouts. So just hoping that he can get things under control in more ways than one. The 1-0. Smith hits a ground ball to second. Garcia has it. Feeds second for 1. Valdez to first. Double play. 4-6-3. And they're 2 down. And the battle will be Howie Kendrick, and this will be an interesting matchup. Kendrick versus Greg Miller. Kendrick is going for his 5th hit. He has 4 singles and 4 bats and has scored 2 runs. It is 6-0 Salt Lake in the top of the 8th inning. Fastball, that's a strike. 0-1. Kendrick's last at bat was in the 6th against Eric Hull. He was fought off a pitch that jammed him, and he blooped the single to center. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Kendrick. Fastball, he took that one high.
Yeah, that's the only ball he didn't hit hard.
Everything else was hit well. 2 balls to right field, 1 to left. And the 1-1. Fastball comes in low. 2 balls and a strike. Miller, near as we can tell, has thrown all fastballs so far here. The walk to Willits, the double play off the bat of Smith, and the first 3 pitches to Kendrick. Here's the 2-1. Fastball, he swings and fouls it off of Langell, the catcher. It's 2-2. A right-hander is up in the Salt Lake bullpen. Number 26, Jason Bolger. 6-0 Salt Lake, top of the 8th. 2 outs, nobody on. A 2-ball, 2-strike count. Now, Miller is all ready. He gets the sign from Langell. Tall lefty's 2-2 pitch. Fastball up and away. It is 3-2. Miller working quickly. Coming back. Payoff pitch to Kendrick. Fastball fouled off to the right. That's back out of play. It good pace in that ball, and Kendrick was late.
95.
3-2. Stoltz, Hull, Quo, and now Miller. 3-2. Here it comes. And he just missed with that pitch. The crowd grunting and groaning. It's ball 4.
I think Miller wanted that pitch, and so did Langell.
2-out walk brings up Gorneau. Very close pitch, right near the outside corner. So here's Gorneau, 1 for 2 with an RBI single, 2 walks, a run scored. He popped out to left his last time up. The pitch. That's a fastball for a strike, 0-1. One strike. Miller looks in. Shakes off one side. Now is okay with this one. Kendrick takes his lead off first to pitch. That's up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike on Nick Gorneau. Final score from Wrigley. The Cubs beat the Reds 7-3. And the winning pitcher for the Cubs today was Kerry Wood, who got his first win of the year.
Very good.
Line drive on one hop on the right, a base hit. Over to pick it up is Young, and Kendrick will stop at second base. The throw comes in behind him, but Kendrick gets back to the bag. So Gorneau goes the other way and strokes a single to right. 2 on, 2 out. And the batter, Jeff Mathis, has a dozen hits for Salt Lake.
It doesn't look like anybody's going to pull him. And it looks like they're all trying to go the other way.
2 on, 2 out for Mathis, who was hit into a double play, doubled in a run and scored, singled, and fly the right. He is 2 for 4. Ramirez took the loss for the Reds. Ryan Dempster got his 9th save. And the Cubs had home runs from Matt Merton, number 4, Todd Walker, number 3. Adam Dunn hit his 17th for Cincinnati at Wrigley today. Fastball, foul back again. Strike 1. I don't know what it is. What did we do to these guys?
They're all aiming at Jose.
I'm telling you. 1 strike to count. One strike on Jeff Mathis. Miller with 2 on and 2 out collects the sign from Langell. Here's the 0-1. Fastball foul back. And it's now a 2-strike count. 51s in the 8th will have the top of the order against either Saunders or, if they so desire, Jason Bolger, who's throwing in the bullpen. Saunders has gone 7 great innings in this game. 6-0 Salt Lake. 0-2 to count. Eric Gagne will pitch tonight. Miller's 0-2 pitch. Fastball just outside. Ball 1. 1-2. Houston leads the Cardinals in the 5th inning 1-0 in St. Louis. Here's a 1-2. And his first breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3 through a slider at 87 to get Mathis. The inning is over. No runs on a hit. No errors. 2 men are stranded. And we go now to the bottom of the 8th inning. Salt Lake 6 to 51's nothing.
To whom it may concern, there comes a day when, frankly, the sun is too perfect, and the friends call, and the coolers scream for the bright, crisp, clean taste of Budweiser. Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, I'm Jim Rome. Catch me weekdays at 9 right here on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Call 383-0383 to place your Argentine classified ads, where you can buy and sell most anything through the Argentine classified ads. Well, now there's TV, bicycles, and stereo too. From antique to super, the classifieds are here for you. Call 383-0383 to place your Argentine classified ads. 0383. 383-0383. If you've got a or a book that you want to sell, or you're maybe up. Or if now I'm home, I'll get it. Drop it up the phone and let the artisan work for you. Call 383-0383 to place your artisan classified as 0383. 383-0383.
Welcome back to Cashman Field, bottom of the 8th inning on Memorial Day. And a lot of the fans in the right field corner particularly getting excited because Eric Gagne has begun to warm up down there. And Jason Bolger is going to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. So the story of the day, Joe Saunders for Salt Lake. He is finished after going 7 strong innings, no runs, 4 hits. He walked 1. He struck out 1. Today, Dick Williams, he threw 107 pitches, 69 of them for strikes. So close to 70% of the pitches were in the strike zone.
I was very impressed. Kept the ball down, had a lot of ground ball out. Didn't walk but 1 man. That was in the last inning. Struck out 1 in the last inning, or the inning before.
Joel Guzman takes a breaking ball for a strike from the new pitcher Jason Bolger, the former Arizona Diamondback prospect, who is 1-1 with a 2.18 ERA. This is his 17th appearance, all in relief. He has 3 saves, 27 strikeouts in 20 2/3 innings.
That's not bad at all.
Guzman swings and misses, and the count is 0-2. Guzman has flied out, hit into a forced play, and lined out to left. So Saunders. By the way, Joe Saunders now has a consecutive inning streak of 23 2/3.
Scoreless.
Scoreless, that's right. Consecutive scoreless innings. 0-2. Bolger deals the 0-2. And Guzman trying to hold up on a high pitch. They appeal strike 3, says the first base ump. Guzman staring in disbelief, but he's out. And the batter's going to be Wilson Valdez. So a high pitch to be sure. Guzman tried to check his swing, but the first base ump said, "You went too far, young man." And here's Valdez, who's flied out, grounded out, and struck out.
It hadn't been a good day for him. He was inserted late in the lineup and hitting leadoff, and he's not a leadoff man. It's been downhill ever since.
So Valdez is up. Here's the pitch. Fastball, a fly ball to shallow center field. Kendrick going out. Willett coming in. He can't get it. It's a base hit. Willett on his knees as he lobs it back into second base. And Valdez, a Texas League pop fly that falls into shallow center field for a base hit. Las Vegas has 5 hits. Bolger did not pitch in last night's game, but he did pitch the night before when the Bees won 9-6. He went an inning, allowed 2 runs earned on 2 hits. And Delwyn Young, who grounded out against Bolger in that particular game, comes up now 1 for 3. Nothing Salt Lake, bottom of the 8th. Gagne throwing in the Las Vegas bullpen. Fastball is low. Ball 1 to Delwyn Young. Sacramento will be here tomorrow for a 7:05 contest. We'll be on at 6:50 for the pregame show. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Drive high and deep to right center field. That ball is in the gap between Gorneau and Willett, going to the wall. Gorneau over the plate. Karen turns and fires it back in. Around third is Valdez. He'll score. It's an RBI double by Delwyn Young. Salt Lake's lead is 6-1. Delwyn Young gets the 51s on the board with a 1-out double up the alley in right center. It's Young's 16th double to lead the team, his 28th RBI. He is second behind Guzman and runs batted in. And the ball hit to the Nevada Power alley, which means that Nevada Power will donate $25 to a local charity. 51s with 6 hits trails 6-1. And James Loney, who's grounded out 3 times, twice to second, once to short, is up. Time is called, though. And Mathis goes out to visit with Bolger. So Joe Saunders is poised now to get his 7th win. And if he gets it, as Bolger is trying to get out of the 8th inning here, he will join a select group. There's a breaking ball a little inside of Loney, ball 1. Only Tucson's Dustin Nippert and Round Rock's Chris Sampson have won 7 games. Saunders trying to join that duo. 1 ball and no strikes. Young at second with 1 out. Bolger with a 1-0 pitch to James Loney. And the right-hander's pitch. Way up and away off the glove of Mathis to the backstop. Heading for third base is Young. He slides in. Going to charge Jeff Mathis with a pass ball. And so Young is at third base with 1 out and a 2-0 count on James Loney. Young off third. 1 out. Here's the 2-0 stretch. Bolger's pitch. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. That's a good pitch right there. 2-1. Swung over the top of that breaking ball coming down and in on him. Bolger's 6'4", 215 at 27 years old from Snellville, Georgia. He was a workhorse for Tucson last year, 56 appearances. And he was 3-6 with an ERA of 3.5. Fastball missed outside. 3-1 to Loney. 6-1 Salt Lake in the bottom of the 8th. 1 run in. Young is at third base with 1 gone. Bolger sets a pitch. Up and away, ball 4. So, if he wants trying to make some 8th inning noise. And Eric Riggs, who is 2 for 3. He had 2 of the 4 hits off Saunders. Coming up now, he'll bat left-handed for the first time. Riggs having a good series. He's 4 for 7.
Yes, he has.
Young at third, Loney at first. Riggs grounded out to short. He could be 3 for 3, but Isturis robbed him of a hit back in the 2nd. And he singled to center in the 4th, singled to left center in the 7th, and was forced out by Garcia. Runners at the corners for Las Vegas. In the bottom of the 8th inning with 1 out. Bolger's pitch. And Riggs takes a fastball upstairs. Ball 1. 1-0.
I guess Gagne is already heated, huh?
Apparently he's ready. 1 ball to no strikes. And Riggs waiting on the 1-0 from Bolger. Breaking ball low and inside. Ball 2. It's 2-0 on Riggs. Sergio Garcia's on deck. When Gagne works the 9th, he will face the 6, 7, and 8 Salt Lake Bees. Mike Elward, Adam Pavkovich, and Ryan Buddy, all right-handed hitters. Buddy he faced on Friday and struck him out. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball low and inside. It's 3-0. So interesting pitch selection. Ahead by 5 runs in the 8th. He threw a 2-0 breaking ball. And Mathis goes out to visit with him. And they're buzzing around, pun definitely intended, in the Salt Lake bullpen. Another right-hander's going to get up here. 3 balls and no strikes on Eric Riggs. Young at third, Loney at first, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. A 6-1 lead for Salt Lake. Reno. Bolger gets set. Riggs waiting. 3-0 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball. That's a strike. Down the middle. 3-1. Bolger gets the ball back from Mathis, holds it behind his back, rotates it as he bends to the waist, squinting in for a signal. Now he straightens up. 3-1 look. And the pitch. Fastball too low. Ball 4. Bolger is upset with the call. He thought he had a strike. Mathis turns and says something to the plate umpire, and the bases are loaded for Sergio Garcia. And don't look now, but on deck, John Weber represents the tying run. And that brings pitching coach Charles Nagy out to the mound. So everybody's famous Spanish language broadcaster, Jose Manuel Santos, is not the only nervous one in the ballpark right now. Series of foul balls nearly nicking our very happy senor. But now the Bees are a little concerned. Salt Lake does lead 6-1, but with the bases loaded and 1 out, Bolger, who's walked back-to-back men to load him up, will go up against Garcia. Nagy back to the dugout. Charles Nagy, a very successful big league career as a pitcher in the American League. Now it's Garcia versus Bulger. Garcia has grounded out, and hit into a force play. 0 for 3. Hitting .315. Bases loaded, 1 out. The stretch, the pitch. Breaking ball. There's the strike, 0-1. First pitch breaking ball got in there. At third base is Delwyn Young. James Loney at second. Eric Riggs at first. 1 out, 1 in. Bottom of the 8th, 6-1 Las Vegas. Garcia 2 for 12 in the series. The 0-1. Fastball inside. Throw to third base by Mathis. Then diving back in safely is Delwyn Young. The count is 1-1. Good aggressive play by Mathis right there. Bulger did not face Garcia when he worked the other night. Just the 1 inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bulger straightens up. He's set. And the 1-1. That one hits him. It hit him, looked like in the left arm. Garcia tosses the bat away. Young comes in to score. All of a sudden it is 6-2 in favor of Salt Lake. Loney goes over to third base. Eric Riggs takes second. Garcia gets an RBI the hard way. The old saying, taking one for the team. That's his 20th RBI. Now, the tying run is at the plate in John Weber. Weber, not known for his power, did hit 11 home runs last year at Double-A. He's got 1 this year. Today, he's grounded to first, single to right, and walked. He is 1 for 2. 6-2 in favor of Salt Lake in the 8th inning now. Bulger has the sign. And the look, the pitch. It's up and away, ball 1. So he's walked 2 men after the double by Young, and he hit Garcia with a 1-1 pitch. 1 ball to no strikes. Chris Truby is on deck. Bases loaded with 51s. 1 out, bottom of the 8th, 2 runs in. 51's trying to make a game a bit late here on Memorial Day. Here's the 1-0 to John Weber. Breaking ball, a little high, very close, and he just missed if he missed. 2-0.
Very interesting.
A 2-0 count on Weber. Taps home plate with a bat. Left-handed batter waiting. Hitting .242. Bulger set again. The 2-0 pitch to Weber. Way high and outside. Mathis had a speared that ball to prevent a wild pitch. It is 3-0. But Jason Bulger really laboring since he struck out Guzman. Single by Valdez, a double by Young. 2 walks, a pass ball, which was not a good pitch. And he hit Garcia. Now he's 3-0 on Weber.
He has to take 2 pitches. Isn't that a power hitter?
Bulger is set. The 3-0 pitch to John Weber. Fastball, he missed high. Ball 4. Bulger really upset with that call. And the walk forces in a run, and the 51s are back in the game. Loney scores. Riggs to third. Garcia to second. It's now 6-3 in favor of Salt Lake. Here comes Brian Harper. He's got no choice. He has to pull Bulger right here. The tying run is at first base in Weber. And Chris Truby is going to face the new pitcher. But Harper has not officially made the call, but this is the second visit, so he's got to come out of the ballgame right now. We're going to take a station break. 6-3, Salt Lake leading it. Bases loaded with 51s is there. They've cut the lead in half. Bulger walks off. We've got a pitching change. We'll return to Cashman Field right after this.
Hi, friends. If you're in the market for a General Motors vehicle, there's only one place to shop in Las Vegas. That's Bill Hurd Chevrolet. They are the world's largest Chevy retailer, and they feature an excellent body shop and parts and service as well. I have a vintage Chevy sitting in my garage right now, and I don't take it to anyone but Bill Hurd Chevrolet. They're at 444 South Decatur at Alta. Telephone 870-9444. Bill Hurd Chevrolet. Visit their website, www.billhurdvegas.com.
18 holes of lush green fairways await you. The grass is greener and the rates are golden at Mountain Falls Golf Club in Pahrump. The 7,082 par 72 Parkland-style golf course offers breathtaking views of the mountains and the refreshing feeling of wide-open spaces. Mountain Falls Golf Club 18-hole rates start at just $35.
Please call 775-537-6553 for your next tea time or online at mountainfalls.com.
You shall be named Fox Sports Radio 1460. How much ass does that kick? KDNO Las Vegas.
At Supercuts, we pride ourselves on listening to our customers, but there are exceptions. So what are we thinking today, Todd?
Let's shave it, except leave the word Todd Rules in the back. You know, in hair.
I don't think so.
All right. But hey, all my friends pay like $100 for their haircuts, so would it be okay if I did the same?
Yeah, that's not really Supercuts policy.
Oh, I got one. This side leave long, the other side bald. We can call it the two sides of Todd.
Saving men from themselves. Supercuts. We know how it is.
Okay, we welcome you back again to Caspin Field. The 51s were down 6-0. The Salt Lake Bees were in cruise control. They are no longer in cruise control. 51s have scored 3 runs. The bases are loaded with 1 out, and the batter's Chris Truby facing the new pitcher, Chris Buchek. Bases loaded, 1 out. Truby 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Fastball's a strike, 0-1. He was taking all the way. Now, interesting, Buchek started the second game of the series as an emergency starter when Jared Weaver got called up, and he didn't get the win. Salt Lake won the game 9-6. He went 3 innings, allowed 3 runs, earned on 9 hits. Did not face Truby. Breaking ball, line drive to left field, and that is a fair ball in the corner. In the scorer's rig. Here comes Garcia. The ball rattling around. Rosario has it. Stopping at third base is Weber, and a 2-run double by Truby. It is 6-5 Salt Lake. Chris Truby barely hitting 200 and 0 for 7 in the series, whipped a double, his 7th. Those are RBIs 18 and 19. And the Salt Lake lead, which looked so big, is down to a thin thread. 6-5. The tying run is at third base in Weber. The would-be go-ahead is at first base in Truby. Those runs are charged to Bolger. And the batter's Eric Langell, who is 0 for 3. Buchek gets set. And his pitch to Langell. Fastball foul back. Get a good swing at that pitch. 0-1. Buchek is 2-0, a 5.26 ERA. This is his 11th appearance and his 6th appearance in relief. He's walked 19 men in 25 2/3 innings. Control has been an issue for him. 0-1 on Langell. Weber at third, Truby at second, 1 out. The strike 1 pitch. Fastball line down the right field, and it's a base hit. Down the line it goes. Going over to pick it up. Weber scores. Truby scores. Langell going to second. He is safe. Safe at second. The 51s lead it 7-6. What a time for Eric Langell to get his first base hit of the season. A 2-run double down the right field line to drive in Weber and Truby. The 51s have scored 7. They lead 7-6. And the man who began the inning by making the only out of the inning, Joel Guzman, batting now. The pitch. Breaking ball. Inside, ball 1. 8 straight men have reached base. 7 of them have scored. Holy macaroni. 1-0 to count to Joel Guzman. Langell off second base, and Buchek's pitch to Guzman. Fastball, he swung through it. It is 1-1. Buchek faced Guzman twice a couple of nights ago. Guzman had an infield single and hit into a double play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Langell at second. The 51s have the lead, 7-6. Now they look for insurance for Eric Gagne. Breaking ball, a strike on the outside. It's 1-2. Guzman not happy with that call. Bails out and growls at the plate umpire. 1-2. Wilson Valdez is on deck. Truby hooked his double to the left field corner. Langell went down the right field line. Back-to-back two-run doubles. 1-2 pitch to Guzman. Buchek deals. Breaking ball is shattered back. Ground ball to short. Picked up by Smith. He throws to first base and throws it away. Into the dugout it goes. Langell is at third base. Guzman will be awarded second base. Jerry Royster is telling the third base umpire correctly that Langell should get home, and Langell does come home, and it's 8-6.
Langell had to stay back on the ball, but you're allowed one from the mound and two from the field.
Boy, you talk about an inning unraveling for a team. The Salt Lake Bees were ahead 6-0. The 51s have scored 8 runs. It is a two-base error, a throwing error by Casey Smith. Brian Harper is talking it over with the third base umpire about the decision to send Langell home, but that's in the books right now.
Yeah.
Harper's discussion is a brief one, and he's walking back to the third base dugout. 9 straight men have reached. 8 of them have scored.
How'd they score that?
An error. Throwing error.
Okay. All the way.
Throw sailed over Buddy's head. Here's Valdez. His single began the rally. Here's the pitch. Fastball foul back, strike one, 0-1. Valdez 1 for 4. He had a little flare in the center for a base hit against Bolger. An innocent start to what has turned out to be a much less than innocent inning. 8 runs in, 1 out. Guzman is at second base. The stretch by Buchek. The 0-1 pitch to Valdez. Breaking ball hammered to deep left, hooking foul way back out of play. Well, the folks who have hung around, and most of them were going to hang around anyway for Gagne, have gotten more than their money's worth here.
Well, we can get one more run, and he'd still be entitled to a save.
He'd want that for his lifetime AAA numbers. 0-2. Buchek check signs. Guzman off second. The strike 2 to Wilson Valdez. That's in the dirt, bouncing away from Mathis to the backstop. Down to third goes Guzman. That's a wild pitch. 1-2 on Valdez. Bolger goes a third of an inning and gives up 6 runs, and the runs are all earned for Jason Bolger. The last 2 runs charged to Buchek. 1-2. The infield is in for Salt Lake now that Guzman is at third base on a wild pitch. A lefty's up in the Salt Lake pen. The 1-2 pitch. He reaches out on a fastball and swings hard and fouls it back. It's 1-2. In the Salt Lake pen, lefty Jonathan Rowenhorst is up. 1-2 on Valdez. Guzman at third, 1 out in the unbelievable 8th inning. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, chop foul beyond the third base dugout up into the front row. 1-2 still. Guzman stands at third base, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. 8-6 Las Vegas. They were down 6-0 when the inning commenced. Buchek a lengthy look in at Mathis. Valdez hit into a double play and laid out a sacrifice punt when he faced him a couple of nights ago. Buchek, 1-2 pitch. A little tapper in front of the plate, grabbed by Buchek. He underhands to Mathis, and Guzman is tagged out coming down the line from third. He tried to slide around the tag, but he's out. 2 outs. Valdez is at first base on the fielder's choice. That goes 1-2. Guzman out at home, and the batter Delwyn Young. Gagne had stopped throwing, but because of the length of the inning, he's throwing a second time in the bullpen. Here is Young. Now, his double up the alley in right center earlier in the inning scored Valdez. That got the 51s on the board, and they've gotten on the board several times since. 8-6 Las Vegas. Young, the 12th man to bat here in the 8th inning. Valdez on first. He goes. The pitch hits him in the right leg. And Young throws the bat away, and he'll head over to first base. Valdez had the base stolen, but it's a hit batsman, and the batter's James Loney. Two out. Here is the 13th Las Vegas player to bat in the 8th inning. And here comes Brian Harper because Loney's a lefty. Harper's going to want a new pitcher, we think. And yeah, he's making the point to the bullpen, and Rowan Horst will come in. So, we will take yet another break in the 8th inning. 51s have rolled an 8, and they might not be finished. 8-6 Las Vegas. Back with more right after this.
Planning on vacationing with a family on a road trip? Let the outstanding GM Goodwrench Service Department at Desert GMC Buick help you to get out of town, not into trouble. Desert GMC Buick has been rated #1 in customer service satisfaction in Nevada with the latest diagnostic equipment, GM-certified technicians, and genuine GM parts. So be sure your car is ready for that out-of-town trip. Come visit your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Desert GMC Buick at 6400 West Sahara in Las Vegas. Great service is something to be thankful for, and you'll find it at Desert GMC Buick.
There was a time when kids played in the park on the way home from school, when folks held hands on evening strolls, and neighbors often became your very best friends. Once there was a time. Now there is a place. Providence Master Planned Community. From the old-fashioned ballparks to lively paseos and bustling neighborhoods, this is where great traditions live again. Providence. North I-215 at Lullaby. Learn more at ProvidenceLV.com. An equal housing opportunity.
Fox Sports Radio, 1460.
Hey, 51 fans, the smell of victory is closer than you think. 2 juicy beef patties, hot grilled onions, fresh crisp fries. Come get your taste of it at any of the 7 In-N-Out locations throughout Vegas. To find the In-N-Out nearest you, call toll-free 1-800-786-1000, or simply get in your car, roll down the window, and follow your nose. In-N-Out is a proud sponsor of the Las Vegas 51, as well as the hungry fans like you that support them.
We're back again here at Cashman Field. The 51s down 6-0 and 5 outs away from not only losing but getting shut out after Joel Guzman opened the inning by striking out, have rolled an 8 to lead 8-6. If you're wondering, the 51s are within 2 runs of their all-time franchise record for the most runs in an inning. It is 10. They've got those runs on base right now as Jonathan Rowanhorse prepares to go up against James Loney. Russ Langer, Dick Williams on Memorial Day, a memorable game on Memorial Day.
Without a doubt.
Loney 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts, but he walked earlier in this inning and scored on the bases-loaded walk to John Weber. The pitch. Breaking ball grounded slowly towards second. Kendrick handles a bad hop and throws to first, and with 1 pitch, Rowanhorse gets out of it. But the Las Vegas 51s send 13 men to the plate in the incredible 8th inning. They score 8 runs on 4 hits, 1 error. And they lead 2. Here comes Eric Gagne to the 9th inning. Las Vegas 8 lost, and the Salt Lake Keys 6.
Intellibed is proud to be a sponsor of the Las Vegas 51. With the 21st century breakthrough called IntelliGel, Intellibed is able to provide a level and quality of sleep that is unlike any other. Mention that you're a 51 fan, and you'll receive $400 in free accessories with any mattress purchase. Visit any one of 3 Las Vegas area Intellibed stores in Summerlin, Henderson, or Green Valley, or find them online at Intellibed.com.
Planning on vacationing with a family on a road trip? Let the outstanding GM Goodwrench Service Department at Desert GMC Buick help you to get out of town, not into trouble. Desert GMC Buick has been rated #1 in customer service satisfaction in Nevada with the latest diagnostic equipment, GM-certified technicians, and genuine GM parts. So be sure your car is ready for that out-of-town trip. Come visit your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Desert GMC Buick at 6400 West Sahara in Las Vegas. Great service is something to be thankful for, and you'll find it at Desert GMC Buick.
Chris Myers, weekdays at 3, only on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
You like that? That's the sound of speed waiting to be unleashed. You can get the same feeling with Cox High Speed Internet. Currently unleashing blazing fast speeds of up to 5 megs. That's up to 90 times faster. It's no wonder Cox High Speed Internet was ranked highest in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power and Associates. So you think you're ready for Cox High Speed Internet? Get it today for as low as $29.99 a month. Call 933-9854. That's 933-9854. For J.D. Power and Associates, award information, go to jdpower.com. Limited time introductory offer. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Welcome back. Yes, we're here at Chapman Field on Memorial Day, along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer here. And as advertised, Eric Gagne coming in the ninth inning a few minutes ago. You wouldn't have thought anything about the chances of Gagne coming in a save situation on what should be his final rehab appearance for Las Vegas. But the 51s had other ideas. Down 6-0. They got 8 runs in the 8th to lead 8-6. Gagne will face Mike Elward, Adam Pavkovich, and Ryan Buddy. And his pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner. The fans very excited to see Gagne, who threw 17 pitches, 11 for strikes, on Friday night getting a 1-2-3 inning to preserve the 51's win, striking out 2 of the 3 men he faced. Here's the 0-1. Fastball swung on and foul back out of play by Elward, who has lined to right, walked and scored, lined to center, grounded out to short facing Hong Chi Ko in the 7th, and a super play by Wilson Valdez to throw it off from deep in the hole. Oh, 0-2 on Elward. Gagne wearing 51 delivers. And there's the changeup low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Changeup, hit up the first baseline, rolling slowly to Loney. He picks it up, steps on the bag, and there is 1 out on a 1-2 changeup. Elward swung early, hit it right off the end of the bat. 1 gone. Adam Pavkovich is up. He has struck out, hit 2 sacrifice flies, and singled off Quo in the 7th inning. 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. So Pavkovich batting from the right side. It is 8-6 Las Vegas. In the top of the 9th inning, Stoltz, Hull, Quo, and Greg Miller could get a win here. Here's the pitch. Curveball over his head, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan Buddy is on deck. Gagne did not face Pavkovich on Friday. First encounter. Curveball over his head again. 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. 8 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Las Vegas. Salt Lake 6-12-2. Eric Gagne was our pregame guest, talking about how he's trying to work the count and get all his pitches in. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Pavkovich. Fastball, whack to left field, a base hit. And Guzman picks it up and plays it back in. So Pavkovich, who got a single off Quo in the 7th, pulls Gagne on that fastball and gets that base hit. So now Ryan Buddy comes up representing the tying run. He's fouled up and intentionally walked, singled of a run and struck out. He's 1 for 3. Dick Williams, the number 1 closer in your managerial career, was it Raleigh Fingers?
Without a doubt, yes. Without a doubt.
Great closer for the Oakland A's and
for a number of years, too.
Right.
He was a Hall of Famer.
Pitch is a strike to Buddy, 0-1. Gagne coming off, he's had 2 surgeries. One to move a nerve in his elbow, as he was describing in the pregame show. The last one to take the nerve out entirely. Here's the 0-1. Change up is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1. Buddy is the only man that Gagne has faced today that he faced on Friday. He struck Buddy out on Friday. 1-1. Pavkovich at first base, held on by Loney. 1-1 pitch. Fastball is low, dug out by Langell. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. 8-6 Las Vegas. Salt Lake batting in the top of the 9th inning with 1 on and 1 out. Pavkovich off first base. The outfield straightaway and medium depth for Buddy, except for Young, who's shallow and right. Gagne to the stretch. And the 2-1 pitch. changeup swung on and missed 2-2. That bottom dropped out of that thing. That just disintegrated on its way up to home plate. And the scoreboard says everybody on your feet. 2-2 to Ryan Buddy, right-handed hitting first baseman. Gagne holds the ball in his right hand, his right foot on the front part of the slab, checking his fellow countryman, Eric Langille, for a sign. 2-2 stretch. And the pitch. Fastball. Strike three, call at the knees. Good pitch. Right at the knees. What a fastball. Buddy didn't like the call, but he's done. And the batter's going to be Curtis Pride, the pinch hit for Anderson Rosario.
93 miles per hour. The other ones have been, the top have been 91, and a lot of them have been 89, but he hadn't thrown that many fastballs. He's been throwing the curveball and the changeup, but he lunched up on that one and threw a strike.
Curtis Pride, the veteran left-handed hitting outfielder, will come up now. Pride is hitting .311 with 2 homers and 16 runs batted in. The stretch. Gagne's pitch. And that was a breaking ball, looked like low and inside, ball 1. 1-0. Curtis Pride, a good left-handed batter, and has been around the block a long time. 37 years old. Big league time with several organizations. 1-0. Pavkovich at first. 2 outs to pitch. There's a changeup in for a strike. It is 1 ball and 1 strike on Pride. And again, the scoreboard calling for noise. Pavkovich at first base with 2 outs. The outfield is straight away kind of shallow for Pride, who's got some power. 1-1 pitch. And there's a changeup swung on and missed 1-2. That pitch is so good because the ball drops into Nowheresville. It looks like a splitter, but it's not. It's a changeup. 1-2. Might very well throw it right here. We'll see. Pride pausing before getting back in. He played in yesterday's game and was 0 for 1 with 3 walks against William Juarez. 1-2 stretch. Gagne kicks. He delivers. Fastball. A high foul off to the left. That's going to hook back amongst the customers here. 1-2. Langille trots out to speak to Gagne. If all goes well, this is it for Gagne. He would rejoin the Dodgers in a couple of days, tomorrow or the next day. 1-2. If Pride gets on, Reggie Willits waits on deck. 1-2. Frankello Soria throwing in the Las Vegas bullpen in case Gagne reaches his pitch limit. 1-2 look. Gagne staring in at Langille. Pride, tired of waiting, calls time, steps away, takes his helmet off, wipes some perspiration away. 8-6 Las Vegas. 2 outs, top of the ninth. 51's trying to steal one away from the Salt Lake Bees, against whom they trailed 6-0 heading into the 8th. Gagne's ready. The 1-2 to Pride. Fastball, a chopper hit to short. Valdez picks it up, underhands to second for the out, and the game is over. The Las Vegas 51s save one of the most memorable days for Memorial Day itself, as they win by a score of 8-6, a dramatic come-from-behind victory. And who better to hand the ball to after you score 8 runs to take a lead away than Eric Gagne, one of the greatest closers the game has seen. 51s win at 8-6. Back with the totals right after this.
This country is who we are. This country is in our heart. For all you need, this country is here for you. This country knows what's real. They share just what I feel. They're here for you and me. This is our country.
Let's face it, insurance is confusing. If you're like most people, you have more questions than answers. So when you talk to someone at Country Insurance and Financial Services, you'll get straightforward answers and assistance. At Country, it's not just talking about service. It's about knowing the people we serve.
They're here for you and me. This is our country.
Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
This is our country.
See the Country Insurance and Financial Services agent near you or visit countryfinancial.com.
The Sports Memo Radio Show, weekdays at 7 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio 1460.
There was a time when kids played in the park on the way home from school, when folks held hands on evening strolls, and neighbors often became your very best friends. Once there was a time, now there is a place. Providence Master Planned Community. From the old-fashioned ballparks to lively paseos and bustling neighborhoods, this is where great traditions live again. Providence. North I-215 at Wallapai. Learn more at providencelv.com. An equal housing opportunity.
Welcome back, friends. We're here at Cashman Field. Las Vegas wins by a score of 8-6 over the Salt Lake Bees. And for the Las Vegas 51s, a tremendous come-from-behind victory over a very good Salt Lake team. And the 51s cap off this series by winning this one to take 3 out of 4 from the Bees, the first-place team from their division. And we'll give you the final totals for Las Vegas to win 8 runs on 8 hits and 1 error for the ball game. The Las Vegas 51s in this game getting this victory over Salt Lake. Salt Lake is now 29-21, 6 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors for the Salt Lake Bees. The winning pitcher in relief is Greg Miller, who is now 1-0. The losing pitcher for the Salt Lake Bees is Chris Buchek, and Buchek on this particular season is now 2-1 on the year. As far as home runs are concerned, despite the fact that the teams combined for 21 hits, there was not a home run hit in the game. 3,053 paid to see it. They got more than their money's worth. And then the time of the game was 3 hours and 16 minutes. So, the Las Vegas 51s come from behind with an 8-run 8th inning to take the game away from Salt Lake and win by a score of 8-6. And before we go to break, we're going to give you the scores in the Tony Romo scoreboard. And after we come back, we will recap this ball game in closer detail. Eric Gagne picked up the save, by the way, and for Gagne, his second save of the season for Las Vegas. But assuming all is well, that'll be it for him. He's going to go back up to the big leagues, and for his sake, hopefully he'll be healthy and be able to continue and work. The Dodgers bullpen has been doing better lately, but they certainly had their challenges there for a while, as they've used a couple of different people in the closer's role, Danny Baez and lately Takahisa Saito. But the 51s get Gagne healthy. He's at the save, collects the save here as the 51s win by a score of 8-6. Before we go to the break, I want to give you some scores on the Tony Roma's scoreboard. In the Pacific Coast League, Nashville beat Iowa by a score of 5-4. It was Portland defeating Sacramento 9-5. That's a final. In the 8th inning, Round Rock leading Albuquerque 11-4 now. In the 7th inning, it's Tacoma 1, Colorado Springs nothing. Memphis at Omaha, Oklahoma at New Orleans, Fresno at Tucson, all later on. If Tucson wins their game over Fresno at home, 51s will stay half a game ahead of the Sidewinders in first place. And if Fresno should prevail, the 51s would have a game and a half lead on Tucson come tomorrow. We'll take a break and come back and describe what took place here and look at all the big league scores coming up right after this.
Special auto insurance report for Las Vegas 51 fans.
Special agent, proceed.
When you get your fast free quote from Esurance, you can also view comparisons from other companies.
That way, how much you save at Esurance is no secret.
That's right. And with 24/7 customer service and claims handling, you can get help from people who make auto insurance feel a little less alien to you.
How can someone get their fast free quote from Esurance?
It's definitely not an undisclosed location. All you have to do is visit Esurance.com.
Auto insurance is out of this world.
Hey, Nick, didn't we just cut your hair yesterday?
Yeah. Remember when you said my Supercuts haircut would help me get noticed by women?
Uh-huh.
It worked a little too well.
You are my Lucy.
Sweetie, I'd like to introduce you to my Supercuts stylist, Tina. Tina, this is Barbara.
Brenda.
Hey.
And I'm so excited to meet the woman who makes my special guy look so cute.
I can't breathe.
Supercuts is quick, right?
We're fast.
Because I can't stand to be away from my poopykins.
Kill me, please.
Supercuts. We know how it is.
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
There was a time when kids played in the park on the way home from school, when folks held hands on evening strolls, and neighbors often became your very best friends. Once there was a time, now there is a place. Providence Master Planned Community. From the old-fashioned ballparks to lively paseos and bustling neighborhoods, this is where great traditions live again. Providence. North I-215 at Wallapai. Learn more at providencelv.com. An equal housing opportunity.
Back again, friends, to Cashman Field as we continue on the post-game show. Las Vegas, a dramatic come-from-behind win on Memorial Day, 8-6, with an 8-run eighth inning to take the game away from the Salt Lake Bees. So the 51s have now won 7 of 11 against Salt Lake. They'll have 5 more games to play against these Bees come middle of June up in Salt Lake. 2 very good ball clubs, pretty evenly matched. 51s were down early in this game because Eric Stoltz had some control trouble. RBI single by Nick Gorneau scored Reggie Willits, who had opened the game with a walk. Then in the 4th inning, Stoltz really ran into trouble. Howie Kendrick single, Nick Gorneau walked. Jeff Mathis lined one that Joel Guzman couldn't find, and it went as a double scoring Kendrick. Gorneau was thrown out at home on that same play. Then Mike Elward walked. And then the sacrifice fly by Adam Patrick scored another run. And next thing you know, at the end of 4, the 51s were trailing Salt Lake by a score of 4-0. In the 5th inning, Salt Lake got 2 more. Howie Kendrick singled, Nick Gorneau walked, and then a single by Jeff Mathis loaded the bases. 1 out later, a sacrifice fly by Adam Pavkovich got Kendrick in, and then Gorneau scored on a bloop single by Ryan Buddy. That was all for Stoltz, who really labored throughout this ball game as he threw over 100 pitches, over 110 pitches, roughly half of them for strikes. And at the end of 5, the Bees were leading Las Vegas by a score of 6-0. But the 51's bullpen did a good job after the 5th. The combined efforts of Eric Hull, Hong Chi Kuo, and Greg Miller, and finally Eric Gagne, who worked his scoreless 9th inning, helped to keep the Bees quiet, and that's the number 1 offense in the Pacific Coast League in terms of runs scored and team batting average, while the 51s were held just absolutely silent by Joe Saunders through 7. He threw a magnificent game, and unfortunately for Joe Saunders, he'll not get a win. He'll get a no decision despite pitching brilliantly, as Dick Williams was mentioning earlier. Very impressed with the way Saunders worked in this game.
That is the best pitcher out there today on both sides, without a doubt.
All right. He had 7 scoreless innings to run his consecutive scoreless inning string to 23 2/3. In the 8th inning, the Salt Lake team, I'm sure thinking that their lead was safe, brought in Jason Bolger, and when Bolger struck out Joel Guzman to open the 8th inning, it appeared that it was safe. But then Wilson Valdez flared a single to center field. Delwyn Young's double up the alley in right center knocked in Valdez, and then it was a 6-1 lead for Salt Lake. But then things really began to unravel for Bolger at that point. He walked James Loney. Then he walked Eric Riggs. That loaded things up. And you could just see them squirming in the Salt Lake dugout. It had to be concerned a little bit at that point, especially when Sergio Garcia then got hit by a pitch, which forced in Delwyn Young to cut the score to 6-3. Then John Weber came up, and Weber doesn't like to walk too much. He's a free swinger, but he walked, and that brought in Loney, and it was 6-4 at that point. That was all for Bolger. Chris Buchek came, and the fun really began. Chris Truby, 0 for 7 in the series, lined a double to the left field corner, knocking in 2 runs, and that made it a 1-run game. And then up came Eric Langell, who hadn't had a hit in 2006. He went down the right field line for a 2-run double, knocking in Weber and Truby. And the 51s had a lead, and later on Langell scored on a throwing error by the shortstop Casey Smith and a ground ball by Guzman. And the 51s had an 8-6 lead. And then Eric Gagne pitched the 9th inning and got Mike Elward to ground out to first. He gave up a single to Adam Pavkovich on a ball hit to left field on a fastball, struck out Ryan Buddy looking at a knee-high pitch, and got Curtis Pride to hit a ground ball to shortstop Valdez, who underhanded it to Sergio Garcia for a forced play on Pavkovich to complete things. And Gagne gets the save. What were your thoughts on Gagne today, Mr. Williams?
Well, I didn't think he threw the ball exceptionally well. He used a lot of, he couldn't get his curveball over, for one thing. And his best pitch was his change, which is his best pitch. He lunged up twice to strike out the one guy with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. But this is work time for him. But we also have to remember something that we didn't comment on. He warmed up once in that long inning, and then sat down for a while, and then after we came back and got 8 runs, he warmed up again. So that could take a little toll on a guy doing a rehab. He did all right, but he wasn't overly impressive.
Okay, well, Gagne did finish it for the save, and we'll see what takes place, but most likely tomorrow or the next day, He'll be called up to Los Angeles and rejoin the Dodger bullpen. Eric Gagne has become a folk hero. In his career, he has 160 saves and 166 opportunities. So he has been extremely reliable for the L.A. Dodgers since he became their closer about 4 years back. So Gagne gets the save, and that completes this ball game here and the series. Sacramento will be here tomorrow for a 7:05 game to begin a 4-game set. It's always interesting when the River Cats and 51s get together. Let's check some scores before we finish things on the Tony Romo scoreboard. First of all, in the National League, Houston leading at St. Louis by a score of 1-0. Quite a pitcher's duel right there involving Roy Oswalt and Jeff Suppan. A total of 8 hits for St. Louis into the 7th inning, but no runs yet. In the second, San Francisco and Florida, no score in that ball game in Miami. Later on, it'll be Milwaukee and Pittsburgh, Davis and Santos. Washington and Philadelphia, O'Connor and Lieber. Arizona and the Mets, Vargas and Traxel. Colorado and San Diego, Jennings and Thompson. Earlier, the Dodgers knocked off Atlanta 12-5. Joe Beinel over John Thompson. Ramon Martinez, a 9th-inning 3-run home run to help the Dodgers. His first in a Dodger uniform. The Cubs at home beat the Reds 7-3. Kerry Wood, his first win of the year over Ramirez. Dempster the save. Merton and Walker homered for the Cubs. Adam Dunn hit one for the Reds, his 17th of the year. In the American League, the Yankees got a very strong effort from Randy Johnson, and they beat Detroit 4-0. The Tigers only had 2 hits. Johnson did not go all the way, but the Yankees had 2 men out of the bullpen to help out, but the Tigers are blanked at home, a real rarity. Jeremy Bonderman took the loss, no home runs in that ball game. Meanwhile, the White Sox blanked Cleveland 11-0. Javier Vasquez over Cliff Lee, 2 hits for Cleveland at Jacobs Field, and that was as many home runs as Jim Thome hit. Thome hit a pair, giving him 20. Paul Konerko hit one, and so did Uribe for the White Sox. Other games, Minnesota will be at the Angels. That's Radke and Lackey. Kansas City and Oakland, Etherton and Heron. And Seattle and Texas, Washburn and Reinecker. Boston and Toronto, Matt Clement against Roy Halladay in that ball game. The Red Sox will be going for their 5th consecutive win. Want to thank my studio producer, Armando Vasquez, and their outstanding job producing Las Vegas 51's baseball today. And thanks to all of you, very sincerely, for tuning into the 51s today. Tomorrow, Chad Billingsley pitches for Las Vegas. He's 4-2 against Victor Moreno, who's 2-1 for the River Cats. Dick, as always, a pleasure, and we hope to see you in the next Sunday home game.
Enjoyed it very much, Russ. It was quite a ball game.
That's tremendous. So, until then, this is Russ Langer thanking all of you very sincerely for tuning into the 51s today on Fox Sports Radio 1460 and wishing you all a very fine Memorial Day from Cashman Field, where today the Las Vegas 51s came from behind to defeat the Salt Lake Bees 8-6. So long.
You've been listening to Las Vegas 51's Baseball on Fox Sports Radio 1460. 51's Baseball is brought to you by Carl's Jr., Budweiser, Golden Nugget, Cox Communications, Anderson Dairy, and Pepsi. Keep it locked right here on the home of the 51, Fox Sports Radio 1460.